Chapter 1221. Huge Harvest, Complete Trip. Scourge Scepter. At the same time as learning the name, Lin Moyu seemed to see endless undead, surging like a world-destroying scourge. The entire world was shrouded in the doomsday of death, and destruction was coming. Lin Moyu shivered all over, and almost threw the Scourge Scepter out of his hand. He felt that what he was holding was not just an indescribable magic treasure, but a terrifying thing enough to destroy the entire great world. Calming his mind, Lin Moyu took a deep breath, inhaling a large amount of molten gold essence into his nasal cavity, and exhaled layers of purple filaments from his mouth. Not only did he not throw the Scourge Scepter out, but he held it even tighter. Whether it's a scourge or a doomsday, it depends on who uses it. If one day, I really want to bring a scourge, then it will be led by me. My existence will be the scourge of all other races. Lin Moyu said solemnly, word by word, decisively. In a great battle, the core gemstone of the Scourge Scepter was shattered into pieces, one divided into 5. 5 gemstones, gold, silver, purple, gray, and white. Their powers were mixed with each other, yet relatively independent, each with different functions. The purple gemstone in his hand contained the ability to enhance the soul and was called the Soul Gemstone. The molten gold essence was just the manifestation of its overflowing power, and the molten gold essence inherited the ability to enhance the soul. Then the molten gold essence spread throughout the starry sky, forming a unique area. In the evolution over the years, the molten gold essence was divided into yin and yang sides. The yang side was molten gold, which was an excellent material. The yin side was gold-silver stone, which contained highly toxic poison that could corrode everything, and could also kill people invisibly. All things are divided into yin and yang, black and white. Lin Moyu had long been clear about it. His undying law was the most typical example. After learning about the origin of this area, Lin Mo knew that after he took the Soul Stone, this area would cease to exist in a few years. The source disappeared and could not be maintained for long. But what does it matter to him? It was impossible for him to leave the Scourge Scepter here again. It would be foolish not to take this kind of treasure, which is at the same level as the Great World Rune. The consciousness of the scepter fell into a deep sleep during the war, and I don't know when it will wake up. The 5 gems are scattered in all directions, and their whereabouts are unknown. It will be extremely difficult to retrieve them. It all depends on chance. Although the Scourge Scepter cannot be used yet, its level is too high, and it can already play some role. Unlike the single effect of the gold melting essence in enhancing soul defense, the purple soul stone contains more comprehensive abilities. It can increase the soul's ability to comprehend laws, and it is the kind of increase at the root. Over time, the soul's comprehension of various laws will greatly increase, and cultivation will become easier and easier. This is very important, and Lin Mo knew it very well. In his eyes, this function is more important than increasing soul defense. Suppressing the joy in his heart, Lin Mo whispered to himself, as expected of an existence at the same level as the Great World Rune, even when the spirit of the magic weapon is asleep and the core gem is split into 4 or 5 pieces, it still has such a powerful effect. Anyone who gets it will regard it as a treasure. Although my comprehension and cultivation of the undying law is not slow, the law becomes slower and slower in the later stages. Especially after reaching the 3rd level of the Divine King, more than half of the law has been cultivated, and each level will take hundreds of years to improve. Even after reaching the 7th level of the Divine King, it will take hundreds or even thousands of years to improve one level. Countless people are trapped at the level of the Divine King, and it is difficult to step into the Divine Lord. One is because the quality of the soul is not enough, and the other is that the comprehension of the law is too difficult. And when you reach the Divine Lord realm, the level of law comprehension itself reaches 100%, and the law is manifested and invested in the Lost Star River, and the battle for the Great Tao begins. It will be even more difficult. At that time, you will have to comprehend other laws. At that time, the ability to comprehend laws will be completely highlighted. The soul's ability to comprehend laws, to a certain extent, determines the upper limit that can be reached. Although Lin Mo has not yet reached that level, through reading the information and his own analysis, he has roughly made a guess. Therefore, the higher the cultivation level, the more important the soul's comprehension ability. Unless you are following the path of pure physical sanctification, you can ignore this point. With a flash of light in his hand, the Scourge Scepter disappeared, and the next second it appeared in the soul world, grabbed by the soul. A warm, water-like feeling flowed from the Scourge Scepter, and the soul felt like it was in a hot spring, extremely comfortable. The soul let out a long breath, and thoughts became extremely clear at this moment, and the understanding of the law became more thorough. He had just reached the 6th level of true God, and now he has taken another step, not far from the 7th level of true God. Moreover, after reaching the 6th level of true God, there were still some unclear points in the comprehension of the law, but now it is clear. In this way, if there is another slaughter, relying on the characteristics of the dual origin technique to absorb the soul, he can completely be promoted to the 7th level of true God. The corner of his mouth raised slightly. This harvest is quite rich. Although there were some twists and turns in this trip, the harvest far exceeded expectations. Not only did he get the gold melting essence as he wished, which greatly improved his soul defense, and he also unexpectedly obtained the purple soul stone, allowing the true form of the scourge scepter to reappear in the world and play its role. As the purple gem disappeared, the light cluster was gradually dissipating. The dissipation speed is very slow. At this speed, it will take at least hundreds of years. What happens hundreds of years later has nothing to do with him. Leaving the gold-melting source star, the starry sky was calm. The gold-eating beasts were all dead, and Lin Mo's eyes were slightly thoughtful. He still doesn't quite understand where the gold-eating beasts came from. But similarly, for him, this matter is not important. Summoned the Golden Eagle Divine King who was hiding in the distance. At this time, the Golden Eagle Divine King's body was emitting green smoke, and his golden body had long lost its luster. The poison near the gold-melting source star was too strong, and he couldn't resist it. If he hadn't been continuously using treasures to resist the poison, he would have died long ago. Now he has reached his limit. If Lin Mo had come out later, he would have died. But as a reviver, he would not leave even if he died without Lin Mo's order. Lin Mo flicked out an undying law, transforming it into the power of life, washing over his body. The feathers regained their vitality, and the golden light bloomed again. Lin Mo stood on his body. Go back. With an order, the Golden Eagle Divine King roared towards the direction he came from. Not long after Lin Mo left, a phantom appeared in the small cave in the core of the gold-melting source star. The phantom was wearing a green shirt with cloud patterns embroidered on it, exuding nobility. His appearance was somewhat similar to Tian Zihan, and he also had a delicate horn on his head. Like Tian Zihan, he was a member of the Starry Sky Celestial Spirit race. The phantom looked at the gold-melting essence, with a thoughtful look in his eyes. Tian Zihan fell here. There is a lot of soul origin energy here. Could it be that Tian Zihan really found the soul stone? But where is this? The laws here are very strange, and do not seem to belong to the normal starry sky. However, besides Tian Zihan, there seems to be someone else's aura here. I will record the aura first, and maybe I can find it in the future. He looked around with doubts. He was obviously restricted in some way, unable to leave this place, and unable to judge his location. In the end, he had to sigh and gradually disappeared. After he left, there was a new change in the small space. A black spot appeared in the purple light cluster. The black spot was like a black hole, as if connecting to another world, and unusual light shone from the black spot. Chapter 12:22 It's okay, I'll take you out. Ji Hongshan's brow has not been relaxed these days. The gold-eating beast's surprise attack was predicted by Lin Mo in advance and directly resolved. The skeletons showed amazing combat power, cleaning up a group of gold-eating beasts like autumn wind sweeping away fallen leaves. All the human cultivators were stunned. But after cleaning up a wave, most of the skeletons suddenly disappeared, leaving only a small part. Ji Hongshan didn't know whether Lin Mo was manipulating them from a distance, or whether the skeletons were hiding again. He was always worried, afraid that more gold-eating beasts would come, and also afraid that nearby gold-melting stars would be detonated again, and poisonous powder would spread over. I don't know how Brother Lin is doing. But seeing that the skeletons are fine and the puppets are fine, the master should be fine too, right? He looked at the remaining skeleton gods and thought to himself. After cleaning up the gold-eating beasts, the skeletons put all the remaining gold-melting materials together. Tens of thousands of high-purity gold-melting materials were piled together, blooming with a ghostly blue light. This is a considerable amount of wealth, but no one dared to take their ideas. Just looking at the skeleton gods guarding outside, daring to take their ideas is tantamount to courting death. A few days later, a golden light shot from afar. Lin Mo's figure appeared in sight. The Golden Eagle Divine King left far away. Lin Mo vibrated his undead wings, and stepped on the light speed law halo, flying over. Ji Hongshan was overjoyed and immediately flew out of the warship to meet him. "Brother Lin, you are finally back." Lin Mo saw the worry in his eyes and knew that he was a true-tempered person. Lin Mo didn't like to talk nonsense, and wouldn't say too many polite words. "It's all resolved, we can go back." Ji Hongshan's eyes showed surprise, but then he was a little worried. "But the area covered by the poisonous powder is too large, I'm afraid our warship won't be able to hold on." Lin Mo smiled. "It's okay, I'll take you out. I reckon the military from the outside should be able to get in now. The blockade is lifted, and Area 6 to 99 has returned to normal. It can be entered and exited again. In this amount of time, I believe the military must have found a suitable passage and sent people in again." Ji Hongshan now trusts Lin Mo completely, and he nodded. "Okay, we'll listen to you, Brother Lin." The two entered the warship, and it started up, flying in the direction they came from. Soon, the warship stopped in front of the star-filled, highly poisonous powder. This place had become a restricted area. Life and matter would be corroded by the poison and could hardly exist. Lin Mo stood at the very front of the warship and opened his law domain, covering the entire warship. Then, the warship plunged into the poisonous powder, advancing rapidly within. With the protection of Lin Mo's law, the poisonous powder couldn't affect the warship at all. Ji Hongshan's eyes flashed with brilliance. He originally thought Lin Mo had some powerful treasure that could avoid the poison. He didn't expect Lin Mo to block the poisonous powder with just his own law domain. He was curious about Lin Mo's law. He racked his brains, but he couldn't find a corresponding law. Obviously, this was a law he didn't recognize. Although he was curious, he didn't ask any further. This was Lin Mo's secret. He was smart and wouldn't be nosy about things he shouldn't ask. Meng Gang, Yuzhu, and the others had also been worried these past few days. The starry sky was calm. Since the human and demon armies entered, there had been no movement. But just one day ago, the starry sky suddenly shook. The silent border area suddenly changed. As a god king, Meng Gang sensed the change in space. He carefully sensed it and said, "The blockade is lifted, and space has returned to normal." Yuzhu's pretty face showed a look of surprise. "Then can we get out?" Meng Gang said, "We should be able to, but do we want to go out?" He remembered what Lin Mo had told him, that if the skeleton was still alive, even if a passage appeared, they shouldn't go out. Lin Mo didn't explain in detail why at the time. Now that Meng Gang said this, Yuzhu also remembered. "Then should we go out?" Meng Gang thought for a while. "I think we should wait and see, and not go out for the time being. My analysis is that the disappearance of the blockade means that the captain must have done something. And if the skeleton is okay, the captain will be okay, so let's wait. I think the captain should be back soon." Yuzhu and the other two thought Meng Gang made sense and responded, "Then let's wait until he comes back." After the blockade was resolved, the activity of space became more and more active. Bubbles appeared from time to time, turning into channels of various sizes. Some small channels couldn't allow people to pass through. But from time to time, large channels appeared that could allow people to pass through, even armies. People on the outside also noticed this change. On the third day, another team rushed in. This time, it wasn't just humans and demons who entered. Teams from the Golden Eagle Clan, Demon Clan, Bull Demon Clan, and Human Clan all rushed in. Not only were there more races, but the numbers were far greater than last time. The Demon Clan alone numbered in the tens of thousands. Warships with bared fangs and brandished claws were parked in the starry sky. Their aura was astonishing. The Golden Eagle Clan also had as many as tens of thousands of people. Above their team was a giant golden eagle over 1,000 kilometers long. That was their totem, and also their weapon of war. The human race was equally unwilling to be outdone. Two 10,000-strong formations stood neatly in the starry sky, adopting a battle posture. The human race also had warships parked in the starry sky. The several parties confronted each other in the blue starry sky. No one made a move first, but the atmosphere became extremely tense. And Meng Gang and the others happened to be in the middle of several teams, as if they were surrounded. Yuzhu said in a low voice with a grim face, "What should we do?" Meng Gang was also a little melancholy now. Although the skeleton was very strong, the other party had a large number of people. The Golden Eagle Clan and the Demon Clan were both enemies of the Human Clan. If they launched an attack at the same time, it was hard to say whether the skeleton could stop them. They had now become the center, and their actions were very likely to become the fuse. If a war started, the few of them would definitely bear the brunt. Just as they were hesitating, starlight suddenly appeared in the distance. A human warship flew from the depths of the starry sky. Although the human warships looked similar, they all had numbers on them. Meng Gang recognized at a glance that this warship was the one Ji Hongshan led. Zhao Ma well, Ji Hongshan is back, then will Lin Mo be among them? At this moment, the surrounding skeleton god generals collectively turned their heads and looked towards the warship. This scene made Meng Gang and the other two realize that Lin Mo was back. The warship stopped in the starry sky, and Lin Mo was the first to fly out from it. Meng Gang and the others breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Mo was fine, he really came back. After Lin Mo, the human soldiers in the warship flew out one after another, quickly forming a battle formation and joining the ranks of the confrontation. With an additional 10,000-strong team, the human forces greatly increased. At this time, even if the Demon Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan joined forces, the human clan would not be afraid. Especially Ji Hongshan, he knew Lin Mo's combat power. In front of Lin Mo, the Demon Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan in front of him were nothing at all. Lin Mo went straight to Meng Gang and the others, his eyes swept over, "Not bad, we should go back." Meng Gang immediately saluted and responded, "Yes, sir." Lin Mo was their captain, and his orders were military orders. Chapter 1223, From Looking Up to Looking Down. Meng Gang and the others followed Lin Mo's orders and quickly retreated. Throughout the entire process, although the Demon Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan showed some signs of unrest, they ultimately did not act. Before the situation was clear, no one acted rashly. The strengths of the three parties were not that different. If they really fought, they would inevitably suffer heavy losses on both sides. The Demon Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan did not take the lead in attacking, and neither wanted the other to take advantage. As for the Bull Demon Clan, they would not attack even more. They had always been in a neutral zone, and their relationship with the three parties could only be regarded as ordinary, neither good nor bad. After Meng Gang and the others returned, the human team quickly retreated and contracted. After waiting for several hours, when a giant channel appeared, the team left the area ruled by the Shuo Jinyuan star. During this period, Yuzhu asked curiously, "Captain, was the mission completed?" Lin Mo simply replied, "Completed." Yuzhu's eyes lit up, "Really? Did you find any survivors? I will describe the specific things in detail when I get back. You can wait for the news then. Some of the things that happened inside can be said, and some cannot." After weighing the pros and cons, Lin Mo decided that he should at least communicate with the Legion commander level, even the elders were not qualified enough. Yuzhu still wanted to pursue, but Meng Gang interrupted her, "It's good that the mission is completed." He gave Yuzhu a look, signaling her not to ask any more questions. As a veteran in the military, he naturally knew that even if these things were to be asked, they should be asked privately. Now that there were many people and eyes around, it was best to say less. Even with soul sound transmission, the military wasn't without monitoring methods. The starry sky before them began to change, the azure blue gradually fading away, replaced by a sky full of stars and deep darkness. The familiar aura of the great world spread throughout their bodies. They had left the world shrouded in Shuo gold and returned to the original great world. Assaulting their senses was the atmosphere of the aftermath of a great battle. Debris of battleships floated everywhere, countless soldiers dashed back and forth, busily cleaning up the battlefield. Every piece of material from the battleships was precious, even if defeated, they could be melted down and reforged, not to be wasted. Millions of kilometers away, the demons seemed to be doing something similar. Lin Moyu saw it all, and as he had expected, a battle had indeed broken out here, and it was of considerable scale. Looking at the wreckage of the battleships, it was clear that the human race had lost at least 10 ships. Each warship could accommodate a 10,000-man team, and the armies involved in the war would at least be several times larger. It was even possible that it was a battle of million-level scale. A million-level scale was already the total military strength of a star fortress. The human race had 10 star fortresses, with a normal garrison of about 10 million. Of course, the human race's army size was more than that, more than 10 times that. If a real war were to break out, the human race could increase its troops by tens of millions, or even hundreds of millions, in a short period of time. This was the human race's confidence, the confidence of being a powerful race in the great world. Dressed in white, an old acquaintance, Li Yuanbai, flew over. He had received the news immediately, knowing that Lin Moyu had returned. "Greetings, Senior." Lin Moyu took the initiative to greet him. Li Yuanbai hummed in acknowledgement, and said with a smile, "It's good to be back, good to be back. Quick, the Lord is waiting for you." Lin Moyu nodded, his gaze sweeping over Meng Gang, Yu Zhu, Wang Zhenghao, and Rong Jia behind him. He meant to say that these four were his teammates, and if there was anything, they should be together. Li Yuanbai naturally understood, and immediately said, "Go together, this time your team has completed the mission, and you will all be rewarded." Lin Moyu walked side by side with Li Yuanbai, Meng Gang and the other three followed behind, their expressions somewhat strange. In fact, in this mission, the four of them were just burdens. Not only did they not help, but they also made Lin Moyu have to divide his attention for them. The mission was also completed by Lin Moyu alone, so it would be normal if they didn't receive any rewards. Li Yuanbai led them through the line of defense formed by battleships, and arrived in front of a circular fortress. This fortress was not large in size, not much larger than a battleship, but it exuded a suffocating pressure. Lin Moyu felt a bloody aura from the fortress, knowing that this fortress had once dominated the battlefield, stained with blood, and killed countless enemies. Meng Gang and the others didn't have this feeling. When they saw the fortress, they only felt like a large stone was pressing on them, and they felt a little palpitation involuntarily. Meng Gang's expression changed slightly, he recognized the fortress, and whispered, "War God Fortress." Yu Zhu was seeing the War God Fortress for the first time, but she had heard of its great name, and immediately asked, "Is this the War God Fortress refined by Lord War God?" Meng Gang nodded, "That's right." Yu Zhu's eyes glowed, and she immediately showed a longing expression, murmuring, "I didn't expect that I could see the War God Fortress." There was only one person who could be called the War God, Xiao Zontian. Listening to their conversation, Lin Moyu knew that this fortress was made by the war god Xiao Zontian, and he couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. But he also felt strange. Xiao Zontian's era was very distant from now. If it was really refined by Xiao Zontian, then it would inevitably exude a vast and ancient aura. Although this war god fortress was also a bit old, it was far from ancient. Li Yuanbai also heard the words of a few people, turned his head and said with a smile, "This is indeed the War God Fortress, but it is not one of the few personally refined by Lord War God." Yu Zhu immediately asked, "Is it a replica based on the real War God Fortress?" Li Yuanbai nodded with a smile, "That's right, although it is a replica, it also has considerable power. Of course, it can't be compared with the ones refined by Lord War God." A trace of disappointment flashed in Yu Zhu's eyes, but then she showed a smile again. "It's good to be able to see a replica," the ancestors said. "The War God Fortress is a very powerful war weapon, not easily seen." Li Yuanbai nodded with a smile, indeed. His attitude was surprisingly good, without any airs. After all, this was an elder, and also a strong person in the divine venerable realm. Normally, he wouldn't be so approachable. Meng Gang wasn't stupid. He knew that Li Yuanbai should be giving face to Lin Moyu, otherwise he wouldn't have said half a sentence of nonsense to a small character like himself. Li Yuanbai led the crowd to fly into the War God Fortress, and arrived in front of a building at the very top. Lin Moyu looked at the building, the black walls, the distinct edges and corners. It was the style of the army. There were no decorations, but there were many traces left by the war on it. Lin Moyu couldn't tell what materials were used, but he could be sure that he definitely didn't have the ability to leave any traces on it. The War God Fortress, even if it was only a replica, also had extremely strong combat power, at least not weaker than a divine venerable. Even if he desperately raised his strength to the 9th rank of the Divine King, there was still an insurmountable gap from the Divine Venerable. But the War God Fortress in front of him was vastly different from the ancient castle in that mysterious manner. Although he still needed to look up to the War God Fortress, sooner or later he would be able to look at the other party on an equal footing, or even look down on the other party. The door opened silently, and a surging aura rushed out from inside, and then dissipated without a trace. "Come in," a majestic voice sounded slowly. Lin Moyu's heart moved. This voice was a bit familiar. Chapter 1224 Senior, let's make a deal. Originally thought that waiting for them would be the Legion commander of Fortress No. 6, but it was Zhu Qiwu. No wonder Li Yuanbai only said that the adults were waiting for them, but did not say who it was. Zhu Qiwu is not a Legion commander, but a strong man guarding the entire Suzaku battlefield, and the real speaker of the Suzaku battlefield, whose status is higher than that of the Legion commander. His cultivation has reached the limit of the zone, which belongs to the supreme powerhouse among the zone. This matter actually alarmed this town guard. It shouldn't be, unless he knows the existence of the soul gem, otherwise it wouldn't alarm him. Lin Moyu had a lot of thoughts for a while. Entering the house, Zhu Qiwu sat in the main seat, and the other seats were empty. After they went in, Zhu Qiwu was expressionless, exuding a stern majesty. "Sit down." His voice was hoarse and heavy, like a military order, no one dared to violate it. Everyone immediately sat down, only Li Yuanbai was still standing. Zhu Qiwu said in a low voice, "Elder Li, you come to record." Li Yuanbai nodded, and immediately took out a jade tablet and placed it on the table. The jade table was activated, blooming with a hazy light, covering the entire cabin. Zhu Qiwu said, "Lin Moyu, tell me about the task." Lin Moyu nodded, and immediately told the whole task process. From being attacked by the gold-devouring beast when entering, to the gold-devouring beast designing traps later, until discovering the method of the gold-devouring beast devouring the soul and giving birth to spiritual wisdom, to finally solving the gold-devouring beast emperor. Lin Moyu probably said the whole process. Meng Gang, Yu Zhu, Wang Zhenghao, Rong Jia, all stared at Lin Moyu with wide eyes, their eyes were almost falling out, completely unbelievable. They never thought that what Lin Moyu experienced afterwards was so strange. The gold-devouring beast emperor actually used Shuojin Yuanxing as his flesh, and his defense reached the extreme, which has far exceeded the third level of the God King. Such a gold-devouring beast emperor is almost an unsolvable existence in the 6 to 99 area. But even so, he was still killed by Lin Moyu, then to what extent should Lin Moyu's combat power reach? Lin Mo saved over 700 people from the gold-devouring beast, and even rescued an entire army, which can be said to have exceeded the task. This time, the promotion in military rank is a certainty, and he might even receive additional rewards. Meng Gang trembled slightly with excitement. He knew very well that if Lin Mo could receive additional rewards, they, as team members, would also receive some extra rewards. The higher the rewards Lin Mo receives, the more rewards they will receive. Zhu Qi looked at Lin Mo with bright eyes. "Elder Li, have you recorded everything?" Li Yuanbai closed the jade tablet. "Everything has been recorded." Zhu Qi said slowly and deeply, "Then I will trouble Elder Li to take the jade tablet back and hand it over to the Human Emperor Network for verification. You guys leave first, Lin Mo, stay behind." Li Yuanbai didn't say any extra words, bowed to Zhu Qi, and quickly walked out. Meng Gang and the others followed suit and quickly left. The door closed with a bang, leaving only Lin Mo and Zhu Qi in the room. Outside the door, Meng Gang plucked up his courage and asked cautiously, "Elder Li, who is that adult?" He felt that Zhu Qi's aura was even stronger than that of the commander of the No. 1 Fortress Legion. Meng Gang was extremely curious. Li Yuanbai's tone carried a hint of respect, "The Guardian Lord." Meng Gang was stunned on the spot, muttering, "It's actually the Guardian Lord, no wonder he's so dignified. I didn't expect even the Guardian Lord to be dispatched, it seems this matter is extraordinary." Yu Zhu whispered from the side, "It seems that the Guardian Lord knows Lin Mo." Li Yuanbai glanced at her and snorted softly, "Some things shouldn't be said, don't talk nonsense." Yu Zhu turned pale with fright and stuck out her tongue, "I understand. You guys wait here, we'll go back together later." After speaking, Li Yuanbai took the lead and left, taking the jade tablet to the Human Emperor Network for verification. He was only responsible for recording, and verification was not his responsibility. The atmosphere in the room suddenly relaxed, a smile appeared on Zhu Qi's face, the pressure gradually subsided, and he returned to the Zhu senior that Lin Mo knew. He tapped his finger lightly on the table. "Tell me, what else did you miss just now?" Lin Mo smiled, "Some things are not convenient to tell them." Them he mentioned referred to Meng Gang, Yu Zhu, and others. He had once been at the top of power in a small world, so he naturally understood. Zhu Qi, who was experienced, naturally understood as well. So just now, Zhu Qi only asked him to talk about the process of the mission, without needing to go into details. The real details cannot be recorded openly. Zhu Qi narrowed his eyes, the old and young foxes tacitly understanding each other. "Zero seeking fresh flowers," Lin Mo said, "I was originally wondering who to tell about this matter, it doesn't feel enough to tell the elders. I'm not familiar with the Legion commander either, After thinking about it, I decided to find you. It's a good thing you came. Zhu Qi said unhappily, stop talking nonsense, get straight to the point. Lin Mo smiled, the gold-devouring beast emperor is the first gold-devouring beast to be born with intelligence. The target he devoured was a person named Tianzi Han, and the location of the devouring was at the core of the gold-refining source star. Zhu Qi frowned and muttered, Tianzi Han. There are not many people in our human race with the surname Tian. And there shouldn't be anyone at the third level of the God King who can enter the core of the gold-refining source star. He's not from the human race, is he? Lin Mo didn't answer directly, and said to himself, because the gold-devouring beast emperor devoured his soul, he also inherited some of his abilities, such as spells. 0. When that spell is used, a giant holding up with both hands will appear, and will kneel to the enemy. Bang! Zhu Qi stood up abruptly, with a look of surprise, the starry sky celestial spirit race. He really knows. For most of the human race, the starry sky celestial spirit race is just a name. Besides knowing that there is such a mysterious race as the starry sky celestial spirit race, they don't know anything about other information at all. As for the spells, appearances, and characteristics, they are completely unclear. Zhu Qi can know that it is the starry sky celestial spirit race through the description of a spell. Obviously Zhu Qi knows a lot about the starry sky celestial spirit race. Information is always in the hands of some high-level people, that's right. The higher the position, the more things you naturally know. Lin Mo didn't find it strange, he was just curious about Zhu Qi's reaction. Judging from Zhu Qi's reaction, the starry sky celestial spirit race seems to be extraordinary. Even Zhu Qi, who has always been calm, would be so shocked. Zhu Qi also realized that his reaction was a bit too much, and said in a low voice, people of the starry sky celestial spirit race all have the surname Tian, so it's right that he's called Tianzi Han. But, didn't you say that his soul was devoured by the gold-devouring beast emperor? How did you know his name? Lin Mo looked at Zhu Qi, pondered for a few seconds, and slowly said, Senior, how about we make a deal? Zhu Qi raised his eyebrows, what deal? Lin Mo said, you tell me something about the starry sky celestial spirit race, and I will also tell you a secret, and help you do some things in the future. Chapter 1225 Why do you suspect the Human Emperor Network? Lin Mo is very interested in the starry sky celestial spirit race. This race is too mysterious, and their spells are even more bizarre. Although he has not officially fought against the starry sky celestial spirit race, but only fought against the gold-devouring beast emperor, Lin Mo has faintly felt a sense of horror. Looking back afterwards, he couldn't even figure out what laws they were using. On the surface, it is the law of gravity, and the information also mentions that the starry sky celestial spirit race is good at the law of gravity. But the law of gravity does not have the ability to weaken opponents, let alone make their realm decline. It is best to figure out the other party's abilities, otherwise, you will suffer next time you encounter them. Zhu Qi pondered for a moment, and said in a low voice, you are not qualified to know about the sky star spirit race. Lin Mo smiled, that's natural, I'm only at the 6th level of the true god, just cannon fodder on the battlefield. But I'm talking about a deal, you think about it, how did I know? 060. Zhu Qi said, then tell me, is the benefit you are trading to this old man really that good? Lin Mo nodded, guaranteed to be useful, and sometimes, it has miraculous effects. Zhu Qi pondered for a few more seconds, and finally his expression relaxed, and his eyebrows also loosened. Okay, this old man will believe you once. You won't be disappointed. Lin Mo put on an attentive look. Zhu Qi said solemnly, the starry sky celestial spirit race is one of the 4 origin races. The 4 origin races. Lin Mo heard this term for the first time, never seen in the data. Zhu Qi quickly explained to Lin Mo, the 4 origin races, the starry sky celestial spirit race, the starry sky merman race, the starry sky demon god race, the starry sky god race. You have seen the starry sky merman race, it's that girl named Yu Qingru. You have also seen the starry sky celestial spirit race this time. You shouldn't have seen the starry sky demon god race, this old man hasn't seen it either. As for the starry sky god race, Lin Mo pricked up his ears and continued listening. Zhu Qi smiled, we are the starry sky god race. Ah. This answer surprised Lin Mo, isn't he a human race? Why is he called the starry sky god race again? A difference of one word in the name of a race doesn't mean they are the same race. Zhu Qiwu said, No need to doubt, we are the Starry Sky God race, but you can't be considered a member of the Starry Sky God race yet. You aren't qualified. Lin Moyu cautiously asked, then what about you? Zhu Qiwu sighed, almost qualified. Almost qualified, which meant he still wasn't qualified. However, Zhu Qiwu didn't continue to explain this issue and shifted the topic back to the Starry Sky Spirit race. The Starry Sky Spirit race, they live in a very distant star field and have no contact with other races. They rarely mobilize, but when they do, it's for a specific purpose. The last time I heard about the Starry Sky Spirit race was more than 500 years ago, when there was news that they were looking for something. The one you mentioned holding up with both hands, that's their spell, a soul-based spell. In addition to being naturally good at gravitational laws, they are also proficient in soul laws. Soul laws have many uses. The spell you mentioned that made you kneel should be a curse-type spell within the soul laws. Soul laws are in the first tier, very powerful, very mysterious, and very strange. Soul laws directly attack the soul, making them elusive. No wonder the Starry Sky Spirit race is also proficient in soul laws. Our human race has some interaction with the Starry Sky Fish race, but almost none with the Starry Sky Spirit race. I only learned some information through records. After Zhu Qiwu finished speaking, he closed his mouth and looked at Lin Moyu, his meaning being, it's your turn. Lin Moyu pretended not to know and continued to ask, Senior, what exactly do you mean by the four source races? Zhu Qiwu said, it's not the time for you to understand yet. I've already told you about the Starry Sky Spirit race. Now it's your turn. He directly blocked Lin Moyu's words. Lin Moyu was a little helpless, but what could he do? He couldn't beat him anyway, so he could only accept what he could get. Lin Moyu smiled slightly and took out a piece of flesh. This was a piece of flesh from a demon, whose realm should have been God King realm before death. The flesh exuded a nauseating bloody smell, and the blood on the flesh was almost dripping. Zhu Qiwu knew that Lin Moyu had a spell that detonated corpses for attacks, which was very powerful. So it wasn't strange that Lin Moyu would collect some corpses of powerful individuals. But what was he going to do with the corpse now? Lin Moyu said in a deep voice, Senior, can you promise me one thing? Tell me. Zhu Qiwu didn't immediately agree, he couldn't agree to all of Lin Moyu's requests. Unless it was reasonable, he would consider it. Lin Moyu said, please don't tell anyone about my spell, and don't record it in the Human Emperor network. Zhu Qiwu frowned. Lin Moyu's request wasn't excessive. At the same time, Lin Moyu's appearance was also telling him that this spell was unusual. Zhu Qiwu still didn't directly agree, but said in a low voice, I will consider it. Lin Moyu flicked a silver-white flame from his finger, which landed on the corpse. The corpse immediately burst into flames, and the fire illuminated the house, but strangely, there was no heat at all. Normally, the corpse should be burned to ashes in the flames, or at least charred. But now the corpse was rapidly regenerating in the flames. In the blink of an eye, it had changed from a broken corpse into a complete demon. Zhu Qiwu said with some shock, flesh reconstitution. Not only was it flesh reconstitution, but after the corpse completed its flesh regeneration, soul fluctuations began to ripple out. The soul quickly reorganized and recovered in the blink of an eye. The resurrected demon knelt in front of Lin Moyu, respectfully prostrating on the ground. Zhu Qiwu was even more surprised, resurrected. Lin Moyu explained, it's not resurrected, but because of my spell, it has become a revenant. Then he described the effect of undead rebirth in detail. He also said that he knew Tian Zihan's name because he resurrected him. But Tian Zihan actually had the ability to resist undead rebirth and decisively chose to self-destruct. He had no choice but to order his destruction. After some explanation, Zhu Qiwu finally understood Lin Moyu's spell. Amazing spell, really amazing. It involves multiple laws, time, soul, life. So many laws are integrated together to form a spell, it's unimaginable that such a spell exists in the world. Zhu Qiwu immediately thought of many uses for this spell. Creating an army of revenants on the battlefield, letting enemies kill each other, and reducing one's own losses. Moreover, it ignores levels. The higher the battlefield level, the stronger the revenants. Of course, these are just the most basic uses. If it were used to interrogate for information, obtain secrets, or even resurrect ancient powerhouses for one's own use, the effect of this spell is too great. Zhu Qiwu also understood why Lin Moyu requested not to record the spell into the Human Emperor network. It was indeed inappropriate. Zhu Qiwu lowered his voice, with 3 parts doubt and 3 parts questioning. You, why do you suspect the Human Emperor Network? Chapter 1226 Little guy, you're going to be busy. Lin Moyu naturally couldn't suspect the Human Emperor Network. When he said these words, he had already thought that Zhu Qiwu might ask this. He told his inner thoughts. When my name was just put on the demon race's kill list, the demon race once asked a Buddhist to kill me. At that time, the Buddhist happened to come to our human race to discuss Buddhism, and the other party recognized me at a glance. From that time, I began to suspect that someone had leaked information from the Human Emperor Network. And this person's status level is not too low. I'm afraid that more information will enter the Human Emperor Network and be spread out by someone with ulterior motives, and more people will want to kill me. After all, I'm only a true god rank 6, just cannon fodder. Lin Moyu's words made Zhu Qiwu laugh. You cannon fodder. I think ordinary god king rank 6 would only be killed by you. Lin Moyu smiled slightly and didn't speak. Zhu Qiwu changed the subject, but you're right, there's naturally no problem with the Human Emperor Network, but some people in our human race do have problems. Recently, I also received news that someone leaked your information on the battlefield. Now, it's estimated that many people already know you've come to the battlefield. Zhu Qiwu smiled. Be careful when you go out. Lin Moyu frowned. Senior, aren't you investigating? It was an act of betraying the race for someone in the human race to leak important information. How could it be easily let go? Zhu Qiwu said, of course we will investigate, but we won't deliberately investigate, and sometimes even if we find out, we won't deal with it. Like this time, the person who released the news has long been under our control. But there's no need to deal with him, just a clown, and sometimes we can even use him. Turn the tables. Using such people, you can completely release false information. Lin Moyu nodded. That's true, and the information obtained by such people won't be very confidential. Zhu Qiwu nodded. It's convenient to talk to smart people. Not many people will know about your spell information, and it won't enter the Human Emperor Network. You can rest assured about this. But like you said, when we need you to use this spell, you can't refuse. Lin Moyu immediately said, naturally not. Zhu Qiwu hummed, go back, this time your military rank promotion mission has been overfulfilled, and the rewards will not be less. Lin Moyu had one last question. He got up and asked, Senior, I'm doing the second chain mission, which requires completing 5 battlefield missions. Does the military rank promotion mission count as one? Zhu Qiwu rolled his eyes. You'll find out when the time comes. Lin Moyu was speechless. This guy was clearly not going to tell him. You'll find out when the time comes. If I could find out when the time comes, why would I ask you? But this guy clearly wasn't going to tell him. Outside the room, Meng Gang and the others were waiting for Lin Moyu. After Lin Moyu came out, he returned to Fortress Number 1 with them. In the void outside Fortress Number 10, Zhu Qiwu, who had been sitting cross-legged in the starry sky for years, slowly opened his eyes. He said slowly in a voice that only he could hear, I've long heard that the starry sky celestial spirit race is looking for a treasure. A treasure that the starry sky celestial spirit race cares about must be extraordinary. He died in the heavy gold source star because of the attraction of the heavy gold essence. Is it a coincidence or because of that treasure? The little guy didn't say. Is he deliberately hiding it, or is there no treasure? Moreover, the little guy's spells are very magical. How can there be such magical spells in the world? Unheard of. He held a jade tablet in his hand. The jade tablet glowed slightly as Zhu Qiwu injected his consciousness into it. After a moment, the jade tablet dimmed. Zhu Qiwu waited quietly. He knew that someone on the other end of the jade tablet had seen the information he had sent. He didn't need to do anything now, just wait quietly. About half an hour later, the jade tablet lit up automatically. A piece of information entered Zhu Qiwu's mind. After Zhu Qiwu received the information, he couldn't help but smile and say, little guy, you're going to be busy. Lin Moyu led Meng Gang and the others back to Fortress Number 1. The first thing he did was to go to the military merit office to hand in the mission. They had completed this mission very well, and the rewards would not be small. Along the way, Wang Zhenghao and Rong Jia were truly relaxed. For them, although they hadn't contributed much to this mission, the experience was extraordinary. It was like taking a walk in front of the gates of hell, and their mentality had completely changed. If they faced danger again next time, they would probably be able to handle the problem calmly. In the military merit office, at the window for handing over tasks, a divine lord was sitting there. When Meng Gang saw this person, he immediately saluted, "Elder Marong, hello." Marong Bafang, one of the elders of Fortress No. 1. He was responsible for handling military merit and military rank affairs. It could be said that he was Meng Gang's direct superior. Meng Gang didn't expect that Marong Bafang would personally handle their military rank promotion mission this time. In the past, he rarely came forward himself. He would just send a subordinate to handle it. He glanced at Lin Moyu inadvertently, thinking that he must have come for Lin Moyu's sake. Lin Moyu also saluted Marong Bafang, "Junior greets Elder Marong." Marong Bafang looked quite old, with a peaceful aura all over his body, kind eyebrows and pleasant eyes, looking very amiable. Marong Bafang stroked his beard and smiled, "Little friend Lin, you don't need to be polite. This old man received Elder Li's message and came here specifically to hand over the mission for you." So it's Li Yuanbai, Lin Moyu thought to himself, otherwise, how could the other party be so concerned about his completion of the mission? Li Yuanbai was an elder of Fortress No. 6, also a divine lord, and must be acquainted with him. Marong Bafang said, "Elder Li came over to verify the mission before. The basic information of the mission is already in the Human Emperor network. Now, please take out your battlefield tokens, and this old man will verify the mission for you." Several people immediately handed over their battlefield tokens to Marong Bafang. Lin Moyu didn't know how the 933 Human Emperor network verified tasks. Perhaps the Human Emperor network had its own different ways. The existence of the Human Emperor network was very mysterious, and its ability was also very powerful, far beyond what Lin Moyu could currently fathom. Marong Bafang personally handled the mission for several people, which had caused quite a stir in the military merit office. Many people's eyes were cast over, falling on Lin Moyu. As an elder in Fortress No. 1, anyone who had been in the battlefield for a long time knew Marong Bafang. Even if they didn't know him, it wouldn't be difficult to guess the other party's identity when a dignified divine lord stood there. An elder personally handing over the mission for someone had to be surprising. Everyone was curious, and many people's eyes lit up with gossip, especially the leader, Lin Moyu, who stood there handsomely, making people look at him. Yu Zhu was also attractive, standing there prettily, without saying a word, but revealing a bit of maturity, full of temptation. Could he be a disciple of some great family? Impossible, the military wouldn't do such a thing for a disciple of some great family. Indeed, even if there are occasional geniuses from the divine city, they won't have any privileges. Suddenly someone exclaimed, "Ah, I recognize him, he's the one who won the title of glory a while ago. I remember, it's him, he's the one who won the title of glory. It seems his name is Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu, the first on the Vermilion Bird potential list." Chapter 1227. This is a one-time item. Exclamations rose and fell in the military merit office, and more people looked over when they heard the sound. In the eyes of all cultivators in the Vermilion Bird Star region, the potential list represented genius. Being ranked in the top few was already very powerful. If one could be ranked first, then there was no need to say more, representing the most talented people in the Vermilion Bird Star region in recent years. Lin Moyu's identity was not a secret in the first place. If it were in the past, he might not have been willing to expose himself. But now, with the blessing of the two original spells, it was no longer possible for anyone below the Divine Lord to kill him. With confidence, he could naturally be more high profile. Zhuang Bai's words were still in his ears. He needed the power of faith and the first place on the three lists. It was impossible to be low-key. Therefore, Lin Moyu had already revealed his identity when he won the title of glory. As long as they weren't too stupid, they would know who he was. In the uproar, Marong Bafang also looked surprised. He knew that Lin Moyu had completed the mission and would receive a good reward, but he didn't expect the reward to be so good. He had been an elder for so many years, but he had never seen such a reward. "Elder Marong, is there a problem?" Lin Moyu asked when he saw that Marong Bafang's expression was different. No, Marong Bafang immediately put on a smile. "Little friend Lin's reward is enviable." Oh, Lin Moyu was also a little curious. What kind of reward could make this Divine Lord Realm Elder feel surprised? Marong Bafang returned the battlefield token to Lin Moyu. "Little friend Lin, see for yourself." Lin Moyu took the battlefield token, and the battlefield token glowed slightly. He immediately received information from the Human Emperor Network. Completed military rank promotion mission. Mission completion. Exceeded completion. Mission basic reward. Glory Sergeant military rank, 1000 military merits. Mission excess reward. 2000 military merits, 1 contribution point, 1 military supply point. During the mission, a large number of enemy races were killed. According to statistics, a total of 3000 military merits were obtained. Because killing enemy races also occurred during this military rank promotion mission, it was counted in the mission together. In addition to the successful promotion to sergeant, a total of 6000 military merits and 1 contribution point were obtained. In addition, there was 1 military supply point. Lin Moyu felt that what shocked Elder Morong Bafang so much should be this military supply point. Lin Moyu was not very clear about what a military supply point was. If you don't understand, just ask, it's better than looking for information and guessing on your own. Lin Mo looked at the kind and amiable Morong Bafang, and asked respectfully, Elder Morong, what is this quartermaster point? Morong Bafang chuckled, this is a good thing, as good as contribution points. Quartermaster points are the key to opening the quartermaster warehouse. 1 quartermaster point can be used to select 1 item in the quartermaster warehouse. Lin Mo was shocked. No wonder Morong Bafang was so surprised. The quartermaster warehouse is where the army stores military supplies. It can be said that all the treasures of the army can be found inside, even including the replica of the war god fortress that he had seen before. 1 quartermaster point can be used to select 1 item in the quartermaster warehouse, and anything is possible. If he wanted to exchange for the war god fortress, that would not be a problem. There is no need to say how much a war god fortress is worth. Even Lin Mo, who was as calm as ever, felt like he had been hit in the head by a pie. It was too bizarre. Morong Bafang said with a smile, but don't be too happy too soon. Quartermaster points are just the key and the voucher for exchange. What you can exchange for depends on your own military rank. Sure enough, there could not be no restrictions. Military rank represents military merit, and the higher the military rank, the higher the military merit. Military merit also represents the realm of cultivation to a certain extent. As far as Lin Mo knew, to reach the rank of general, one must at least reach the 7th level of Divine Lord realm. Like the elder Morong Bafang in front of him, he was at least at the 4th or 5th level of Divine Lord realm, but he still had not reached the rank of general. Among the 10 fortresses, except for Zhu Qiwu, the garrison commander, only 10 legion commanders had reached the rank of general, and their cultivation levels were all above the 7th level of Divine Lord realm. Lin Mo asked, then if I want to exchange for the war god fortress, what kind of military rank do I need? Morong Bafang's smile became more and more kind, little friend Lin has great ambitions. Lin Mo smiled, people always have to have dreams. Morong Bafang said in a low voice, although the war god fortress in the quartermaster warehouse is just a replica, if its firepower is fully activated, it can compete with a powerhouse at the 7th level of Divine Lord realm. The conditions for exchanging it are naturally a bit harsh, the 9th level captain is enough. This condition was not a little bit harsh. A 9th level captain must have at least 900,000 military merits. Judging from the difficulty of obtaining military merits, it is unknown how long it will take to collect 900,000 military merits. First of all, military merits are not easy to earn. Lin Mo's mission this time, killing so many enemy races, only earned 6,000 military merits. Calculated, a person is not worth even 1 military merit. Secondly, military merits are consumed. Usually buying supplies will consume them. As long as you are in the battlefield, it is difficult to save without using them. If you leave the battlefield, military merits are extremely difficult to obtain. With such a calculation, 900,000 military merits are really far away. Seeing Lin Mo's expression, Morong Bafang already knew what he was thinking, and continued, backquote. I have a suggestion here, little friend Lin can refer to it. Lin Mo immediately said respectfully, please give me some advice, senior. Before little friend Lin has reached a sufficient military rank, please do not open the quartermaster warehouse. This is the key and the voucher. Once used, no returns will be accepted. Hearing this, Lin Mo was shocked. He did want to take a look at what was in the warehouse, but Morong Bafang's words completely dispelled his thoughts. This thing is actually one-time use only. Once used, you must exchange something, otherwise it is a waste. Lin Mo couldn't help but ask, then what if I have more quartermaster points? Morong Bafang smiled. Little friend Lin really has great ambitions. If you have more quartermaster points, then you can naturally take a good look. It only takes 1 point to open the warehouse once. Okay, my task is over, I'll take a step first. Lin Mo immediately saluted and said, Senior, walk slowly. After Morong Bafang left, the pressure of the Divine Lord gradually dissipated. Even if Morong Bafang did not deliberately release the pressure, the Divine Lord is the Divine Lord, and the natural aura that he exudes already made Meng Gang and others feel difficulty breathing. Now that he left, Meng Gang and others recovered. Yu Zhu patted her chest, looking relieved. Elder Morong's realm is still not enough, he has not reached the 7th level of Divine Lord realm. Lin Mo couldn't help but glance at her, probably guessing the meaning of her words. Morong Bafang was unable to completely hide the aura of the Divine Lord. Like Zhu Qiwu and Zhu Tian, such peak Divine Lords, as long as they don't show it, you can't tell that they are Divine Lords. Obviously, Yu Zhu's family has the same powerhouses, and Yu Zhu often comes into contact with such powerhouses. Meng Gang said in a low voice, this reward is very good. Yu Zhu also said repeatedly, yes, yes, a full 1,000 military merits, and my military rank has also been promoted. Meng Gang said, I have 1,500 military merits. After this mission, his military rank returned to 2nd level sergeant. Yu Zhu looked at Lin Mo, Captain, how many military merits do you have? Chapter 1228, 4-star region competition, I must occupy a seat. Meng Gang's reward was 1,500 military merits, and Yu Zhu, Wang Zhenghao and Rong Jia's rewards were all 1,000 military merits. They did not put in too much effort this time, and they were very satisfied to get these rewards. Yu Zhu's eyes glowed, staring at Lin Mo. Lin Mo smiled, I have a little more military merits than you, and other than that, there are contribution points. Lin Mo had realized earlier that quartermaster points were extraordinary, so he did not say it in public. The conversation with Morong Bafang was done through soul transmission, so Yu Zhu and others did not know about the existence of quartermaster points. Now Lin Mo does not intend to tell them. This is his secret, it can be said that he exchanged it with his life. Only he himself knows how dangerous it was when facing the Shuo Jin Source Star. Yu Zhu was very smart and did not ask for specific numbers. Lin Mo's military merits were more than her own, that was certain. As for how much more, it was not important. Her eyes glowed, you got contribution points again, your ranking on the contribution list is going to rise again. Saying that, she opened the contribution list and found Lin Mo's name. The ranking rose by 1 place again, from 3rd place to 2nd place. Contribution points are difficult to obtain, and the top few are only a little bit apart. Lin Mo got a little more contribution points, and the ranking naturally rose. At this time, Lin Mo faintly felt that an invisible force passed through the void and transmitted to him. Power of Faith, 743. The power of faith always exists. As the Lord of the world, the power of faith in the small world has never been broken. It's just that the population base of the small world is too small, especially the number of cultivators is too small, and the realm is also low. So the power of faith is pitifully small when viewed from the great world. Later, he got the 1st place on the potential list and also harvested a power of faith from the great world, but it was still not enough. Now the ranking on the contribution list continues to rise, and the power of faith harvested is gradually starting to increase. Many cultivators in the great world will regard the people on the list as idols and goals to catch up with. Invisibly, they contributed their power of faith. This kind of power of faith, for the recipient, as long as the quantity is large, will have a considerable effect. For the contributor, there is no loss. This is also one of the reasons why the human race regards the power of faith as the power of origin. But it seems unlikely that just rising from 3rd to 2nd on the contribution list can cause a change in the power of faith. Lin Mo's heart moved and he opened the combat power list. On the combat power list, his name rose in a straight line. It jumped directly from 35th to 10th on the combat power list. He made it into the top 10 in one fell swoop. Lin Mo knew ABFE that it was this mission that revealed his combat power. Through his description of the mission, and Meng Hongshan's description of him, the Human Emperor Network was fully capable of estimating his approximate combat power. Squeezing into the top 10 of the combat power list, coupled with rising to 2nd place on the contribution list, naturally caused changes in the power of faith. At this time, the power of faith obtained from the great world has surpassed the power of faith obtained in the small world. And it will only get stronger and stronger in the future. Lin Moyu comprehended the power of faith, and found that the power of faith was still insufficient and its effect was not obvious, so he gave up. Yuzu saw that he was not speaking, and asked strangely, "What's wrong with you?" Now that the mission is over, Yuzu no longer calls Lin Moyu captain. Lin Moyu shook his head lightly, "It's nothing, I'm going to turn in the mission." He also accepted the battlefield mission, and now that the military rank has been promoted, it is time to turn in the battlefield mission. Meng Gang said, "We won't go, if there is a chance in the future, we will perform the mission with you again." As he said, he gave Lin Moyu a military salute, standing upright, with respect in his eyes. This is the highest etiquette of a soldier, indicating that he is already convinced by Lin Moyu. Behind him, Wang Zhenghao and Rong Jia, like Meng Gang, stood upright and saluted Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu returned the salute, "Take care." Leaving the military merit office, Yuzu whispered, "I'm going back to the trading center too, if you want to sell something, remember to come to me." Lin Moyu smiled slightly, "I'll be over soon, you can prepare after you go back." This time he killed so many hostile races, the harvest is countless. And there is a lot of processed gold to sell. Yuzu smiled, "Then I'll wait for you in the trading center." The trading center is as lively as ever. After Lin Moyu entered, he silently stood at the back of the line, waiting to turn in the mission. He heard other people's discussions, and many of them were discussing him. "Do you know, our Vermilion Bird Star region has another genius rising?" "Of course I know, it's that Lin Moyu, right?" Yes, it's him, first on the potential list, second on the contribution list, 10th on the combat power list, good heavens, amazing. Indeed amazing, maybe another strong person will appear who is first on all three lists. I hope he can be stronger, then in the 4-star region competition, our Vermilion Bird Star region will shine. Yes, at least don't be as embarrassing as the last competition. Lin Moyu's ears twitched slightly, the 4-star region competition, he seemed to have seen it somewhere. It should be in a certain document, but he didn't read it carefully at the time, so he skipped it. Connecting to the Human Emperor network, he quickly found information about the 4-star region competition. Every 100 years, the 4 major star regions of the human race will hold a competition. The top 100 in the competition can directly enter the Divine City, without any restrictions on the chain missions. As long as they are members of the human race, they can sign up to participate in the competition. The last competition has passed 95 years, and there are only 5 years left until the next competition. In the last competition, the Vermilion Bird Star region ranked last, and the Vermilion Bird Star region only occupied 8 of the top 100, and the ranking was still very low. It's really embarrassing. Lin Moyu's mouth had a slight smile. If he participated in this competition, he would definitely occupy one of the 100 places. Half an hour later, it was finally Lin Moyu's turn. He stepped forward to turn in the mission and received a reward of 3,000 points and 10 military merits. 1,000 jin of processed gold is only a drop in the bucket for the processed gold Lin Moyu obtained this time. This time, he killed nearly 100,000 gold-eating beasts alone. After each gold-eating beast died, it would leave more or less 100 jin of processed gold. The requirement of the mission is only the amount of 10 gold-eating beasts. In addition to the processed gold he obtained from the various races, even Lin Moyu himself could not count the exact amount. Lin Moyu only cared about collecting it later, and didn't bother to count it. After turning in the mission, Lin Moyu went to the trading center as usual. He wanted to empty his storage space, exchange it for enough points, and obtain military merits at the same time. Now Lin Moyu has reached 80 million points, of which 236,850 are mission points, and the rest are points obtained outside the mission, which cannot be used to improve the permission level. However, for any cultivator, nearly 80 million points is not a small amount. The military merits have also reached 22,676. After completing the military merit promotion mission, Lin Moyu is already a proper second-level sergeant. It is estimated that after this transaction is completed, it is very likely to become a third-level sergeant. Just arrived at the entrance of the mission center, a middle-aged man stood there quietly. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed slightly, and he quickly walked over. Chapter 1229, The Betrayal of the God Venerable, the Bewitching Demon. In the dark starry sky, countless light years away, faint starlight shines over, bringing negligible light. A small warship is flying fast in the starry sky. Its flight is jumpy, like a fish constantly jumping out of the sea. Each jump is hundreds of millions of kilometers. This is a warship of the god Venerable level, and its value is comparable to that of the war god fortress. In the Vermilion Bird Star region, there are only 3 such warships. One is in Zhu Tian's hands, one is in the hands of the Vermilion Bird Branch Hall Master of the War God Temple, and the last one is in Zhu Qiwu's hands. Zhu Qiwu looked at the constantly changing starry sky in front of him, and said lightly, "The laws here are chaotic, and the speed is only this much." Lin Moyu stood beside Zhu Qiwu, and the corner of his mouth twitched. This speed is only a little slower than the teleportation array. However, for this level of warship, if it is not in the battlefield, it may be several light years away with each jump. Lin Moyu left the mission center and saw Zhu Qiwu. Zhu Qiwu was obviously here to find him on purpose. Then Zhu Qiwu brought himself here, to this unfamiliar starry sky. Zhu Qiwu said, "Do you know which war zone this is?" Lin Moyu shook his head, thinking to himself, who knows? Anyway, this is not the first war zone. In the first war zone, you can still vaguely feel the Human Emperor network. Here, the information of the Human Emperor network is completely disconnected. Moreover, the starry sky here is full of profound aura, and the laws are different from ordinary starry skies. Zhu Qiwu chuckled, his eyes clearly saying, "Aren't you capable?" And then he continued, "Then do you know what I'm looking for you to do?" Lin Moyu still shook his head, "Just tell me directly." Zhu Qiwu chuckled, "Guess." Lin Moyu thought for a while, this should be one of the 3 war zones of 7, 8, and 9. He spoke while looking at Zhu Qiwu's expression, but Zhu Qiwu didn't show anything, still with that half-smiling look. Lin Moyu continued, "You are looking for me, you should be using my calligraphy to ask for some information." Zhu Qiwu laughed, "Not stupid, it's about like that, this is the 7th war zone, it doesn't belong to any area. Each war zone is divided into several areas. Each area has corresponding materials or unique places. In addition to those areas, more places are nameless voids. In the nameless void, there is nothing. No materials, no matter, nothing, naturally no one will come." Zhu Qiwu said, "A rat escaped into here. This time it was finally discovered, and we have to catch him." Lin Moyu's eyes moved slightly. What did that rat steal? Stole a star map. Zhu Qiwu said it lightly, but it didn't sound that way to Lin Moyu. Star map, what star map needs to be stolen? If it is an ordinary star map, then there is no need to steal it, you can buy it with points. If you want more detailed ones, you can also buy them with military merits, and you can even buy dynamic star charts. Then the star chart stolen by this big rat must be unusual, otherwise Zhu Qiwu would not need to take action. Zhu Qiwu said, "Among the demon race, there is a very strange race called the bewitching demons. The bewitching demons have no combat power, but they have the power of bewitchment and can manipulate the mind. Moreover, the people they manipulate may not even know it themselves." Lin Moyu asked, "Was the big rat this time manipulated by the bewitching demons?" Zhu Qiwu nodded. An elder in Fortress 7, named He Renxing, a third-order god Venerable, stole the military star chart of Fortress 7. It records the specific locations of star fortresses 1 to 7, as well as the specific locations of outposts in various areas. Lin Moyu felt a little horrified, even god venerables could be manipulated. No wonder Zhu Qiwu wanted to take action himself, this was to prevent any accidents. If the star chart fell into the hands of the demon race, the star fortresses might be okay, after all, they have strong forces. But how to defend so many outposts? As far as Lin Moyu knew, the locations of the outposts were not chosen randomly, they vaguely formed a formation with their respective star fortresses. If you want to change the position, it is really a big project, affecting the whole body. Moreover, in the process of changing positions, it is also very likely to be discovered. The military star chart is of great importance and cannot be lost. Lin Moyu was also a little strange, as God Venerable so easy to manipulate. Zhu Qiwu also showed a trace of disdain in his eyes at this time. God Venerable is naturally not easy to manipulate, and there has never been an example of God Venerable being manipulated before. That's why we were careless. After this incident, we will conduct a major investigation of all God Venerables in the war zone to ensure that similar incidents do not happen again. Lin Moyu fell into silence, thinking about the problem. 0 Seeking fresh flowers. If similar things have not happened before, it can only be said that the bewitching demons do not have the ability to manipulate God Venerables. The soul of God Venerable reaches the 4th rank, and the law is comprehended to 100%, integrated into the Lost Star River. God Venerables can mobilize the power of the Lost Star River, and every move has amazing power. God Venerables have firm minds and consistent consciousness, which is difficult to shake. It is difficult to manipulate God Venerables, even more difficult than killing God Venerables. But the other party actually succeeded in manipulating, the bewitching demons are too terrible. Zhu Qiwu said, I have also dealt with the bewitching demons, and I know their abilities. It is almost impossible to bewitch God Venerables. I guess it is possible that he was bewitched before he became a God Venerable and became a pawn of the demon race. Only in this way can it be explained. Lin Moyu felt that Zhu Qiwu made some sense, but thinking about it, it seemed a little wrong. Even if the bewitching demons bewitched He Renqing in the God King stage, how would they know that He Renqing would definitely become a God Venerable? And can enter Fortress 7 and access the star chart. Zhu Qiwu also said that some people will not know even if they are bewitched. Lin Moyu can understand this, so that they can lurk down to the greatest extent without being discovered. Otherwise, they will show their flaws more or less. The highest level of lying is to deceive yourself, treat the fake as real, and lurking down is the same. Is it a broad net? See which one can succeed. Unless the bewitching demons bewitched a large number of God Kings, then it is possible, but I don't think they would do that. Although there are many God Kings, they can't be bewitched casually. What is going on, or is there another hidden secret? Lin Moyu thought of one thing. I once encountered someone who planted a restriction in their soul, and some words could not be asked. Zhu Qiwu smiled. I expected it long ago. I brought a treasure this time, which can temporarily shield the soul restriction. Although the time is not long, it is enough to ask some questions. I am also very curious about how he was bewitched. Not only Zhu Qiwu was curious, but Lin Moyu was also very curious. After thousands of jumps and voyages, the warship finally stopped in a dark starry sky. This is a void starry sky, there is nothing in sight. The light of the distant stars is too dim to illuminate this place. Zhu Qiwu took out something and whispered, We're here. Chapter 1230. Rats are always afraid of light. The two left the warship. Zhu Qiwu waved his hand to put away the warship, and at the same time, he had something more in his hand. This is a round ball, the size of a fist, emitting golden light. It is engraved with dense and complex patterns, revealing a strong breath of flame. Lin Moyu knew that this was a treasure of the law of fire. Zhu Qiwu's eyes searched around, as if looking for something. Lin Moyu still had doubts in his heart. Senior Zhu, since you know that He Renqing is hiding here, why don't you just kill him? With your ability, it is not difficult to kill him. Zhu Qiwu said, it is not difficult to kill him, but the difficulty is to ask the location of the star chart. He hid the star chart, and no one knows except him. Lin Moyu asked suspiciously again, then capture him alive, force him to ask, or search his soul, you can always find the result. Zhu Qiwu smiled, it is easy to kill God Venerable, but it is difficult to capture him alive. If I must capture him alive, he is very likely to self-destruct, and then his soul and flesh will be gone. And he must have passed the location of the star chart to the demon race, and it must be in this void. This matter happened as early as half a year ago. He has been hiding here for the past 6 months, and the demon race comes here from time to time. But we killed the demons one step ahead, but it is impossible to guard against thieves all day long, and the demon race will get it sooner or later. Lin Moyu asked, then if you don't have my magic, what do you plan to do? If there is no you. Zhu Qiwu glanced at Lin Moyu, if there is no you, we will use some means to completely destroy this void. Lin Moyu was shocked suddenly, he looked at Zhu Qiwu blankly, a little unbelievable. He didn't know how big this void was, but he knew that this void must be not small. It must be more than trillions of kilometers, and the structure of the big world is 3-dimensional. Even God Venerable can't do this kind of means to destroy the void. Zhu Qiwu smiled, don't believe it, right? In fact, we don't want to use this strategic means. The price paid will be very high, and most of the time, it is not worth the loss. And once this method is used, there will be many sequelae. If there is really no way, in order to prevent the military star chart from falling into the hands of the demon race, the human race will definitely destroy this void at all costs. Now that Lin Moyu appeared, Zhu Qiwu saw hope. If Lin Moyu's magic can't play its due role, then He Renqing has already been killed, then there is only one way left for people to destroy the void. Destroy the void together with the star chart, it is better than falling into the hands of the demon race. Zhu Qiwu was still fiddling with the ball in his hand. Lin Moyu's eyes flickered, he was thinking about every word Zhu Qiwu said before. He can almost be 100% sure that the military star chart taken away by He Renqing is not simple. The role of the star chart is definitely not just to mark the location of the star fortress and the outpost, there must be other roles. But these things should not be his concern, he now wants to help Zhu Qiwu get the whereabouts of the star chart from He Renqing. In this way, his task will be completed. The ball in Zhu Qiwu's hand was finally activated. The ball burned with raging flames, blooming with dazzling golden light. It slowly rose from Zhu Qiwu's palm, blooming with scorching light. The starry sky was lit up, and the surrounding temperature rose sharply. The ball quickly grew larger in the flames, turning into a huge fireball with a diameter of more than 1,000 kilometers. This is a star. Lin Moyu was slightly startled, he didn't expect that what Lin Zuqiwu took out was a star. Zhu Qiwu explained, this is not a real star, it can only be regarded as an artificial star. It seals enough star essence fire, and with the help of the formation, it can temporarily play the role of a star. You will know later that there are many dark races in the big world, they hide in the dark, like rats in the stinky ditch. Only the hottest and purest light can burn these stinky rats to death and burn them. Listening to Zhu Qiwu's words, which sounded like chanting, Lin Moyu heard a kind of hatred within them. Zhu Qiwu seemed to have a deep hatred for those races in the shadows, and equally hated those who betrayed the human race. This hatred came from his heart, deeply rooted and extremely profound. Lin Moyu was a little curious about Zhu Qiwu's past. He and Zhu Qiwu watched the artificial sun together. The artificial sun became brighter and brighter, and the flames on it became more and more intense. In addition to the pure and intense laws of fire, Lin Moyu also felt another law within it. A law that he had never seen before, but was very powerful. This law was like having consciousness, hidden within the flames, very mysterious. Zhu Qiwu murmured, the rat is about to come out. Lin Moyu felt that Zhu Qiwu was a little strange today, different from what he had seen before. Less than 3 seconds after Zhu Qiwu's voice fell, a ball of fire suddenly lit up in the darkness hundreds of thousands of kilometers away. Then there was a scream that seemed to tear the soul, and someone rushed out of the flames. His whole body was shrouded in fire, his aura surged, but he couldn't extinguish the flames. He screamed incessantly, obviously in great pain. Lin Moyu was a little strange, He Renqing was a god lord, this kind of flame should not be able to burn him. But his pain was definitely not fake. Moreover, this kind of pain seemed familiar to him. Soul. Lin Moyu was shocked, he finally knew that the flames were not only burning his body, but also burning his soul. Zhu Qiwu said with a sneer, rats in the sewer are always afraid of light. His figure disappeared, and the next moment he had already appeared in front of He Renqing, and slapped down with a palm. He Renqing let out a terrified cry, you can't kill. Before he could finish speaking, He Renqing's body was torn apart. Lin Moyu saw He Renqing's soul, the soul was being burned by flames. Even if the body of a god lord is destroyed, they can still exist in the world by relying on their soul alone. Reshaping the body is not difficult for a god lord. But He Renqing's soul, like a bubble, shattered on the spot, and his soul vanished. Lin Moyu saw very clearly that Zhu Qiwu did not do anything. Zhu Qiwu's attack was fierce, but he was very measured. He only destroyed He Renqing's body, but did not hurt his soul. He Renqing's soul was self-destructed due to some special reason. Zhu Qiwu explained, this is the hateful part of the bewitching demon, the bewitched, as long as the body is destroyed, 3.2 the soul will also be destroyed. Moreover, once the soul realizes there is danger, it will also self-destruct, even putting the soul into a coma will not help. This is equivalent to a restriction, a difficult-to-break restriction. Although we have methods to temporarily shield this restriction, searching the soul will also be affected, and the information obtained is very little, or even wrong. Lin Moyu nodded, leave it to me, I should be able to get the answer. He released a wisp of undying flame, covering the broken corpse and flesh of the just dead He Renqing. The flesh and blood were reorganized in the flames, and in the blink of an eye, He Renshing's body was reborn. Immediately afterwards, the aura of the soul permeated from the body, and the soul also began to be reborn. When He Renshing was prostrate and kneeling in front of Lin Moyu nodded slightly towards Zhu Qiwu. Zhu Qiwu immediately took out a magic stone, the kind of magic stone that demons often use, and a strange tone came from the magic stone. Chapter 1231 If you don't speak, what am I asking for? Listening to the strange monotony, Lin Moyu felt a slight chill down his back. This belongs to the demon race, how could Zhu Qiwu use something from the demon race? If he didn't understand Zhu Qiwu, Lin Moyu would have thought that Zhu Qiwu had some connection with the demon race. The things of the demon race can only be used by the demons, for the human race, getting them is just a matter of remelting them, and there is no great use at all. Zhu Qiwu murmured in a low voice, this is the magic core of the bewitching demon. We caught the living bewitching demons, refined them, and left the magic core. The magic core can bewitch the soul, but the effect is not as good as the bewitching demon itself. However, it has a good effect on temporarily Jia the restriction at the soul level. Lin Moyu hummed, this thing is very precious, right? Zhu Qiwu nodded, the number of bewitching demons was originally small, and they are hidden very deeply, so it is not easy to capture them alive. The key is that this thing is disposable, and each one used is one less, so it is indeed very precious. This time, in order to get the military star map from He Renshing, the human race did pay a lot. The magic core was activated, emitting a peculiar tone, similar to the murmur of the bewitching demon, and also like a strange Zhou. The bewitching sound was controlled by Zhu Qiwu and drilled into He Renshing's soul world. Lin Moyu ordered He Renshing not to resist, and fully accepted the bewitching sound. The pupils of the resurrected He Renshing became scattered, and Zhu Qiwu gave Lin Moyu a look, time is running out, at most 2 minutes. Lin Moyu immediately asked, where did you hide the military star map? There was obvious struggle in He Renshing's pupils, but after a few seconds, they became confused and chaotic again, and he murmured, in area 7 to 77, the center of the black hole, the... Suddenly, He Renshing's voice stopped, and his eyes regained clarity. A voice unlike that of the human race came from his mouth, so it's in area 7 to 77, thank you. As soon as the voice fell, He Renshing's pupils completely lost their light, and his soul collapsed. The next second, his body also turned into smoke and dust. With a bang, the bewitching magic core in Zhu Qiwu's hand turned into dust. A one-time item, it completed its mission. Zhu Qiwu's face became extremely ugly, wrong, it's all wrong. Lin Moyu looked at him, guessing where it went wrong. But because he knew too little information, it was difficult to judge accurately. Zhu Qiwu said, originally, he hadn't leaked the information yet. The bewitching demon left a backhand in his soul, so when he said the real location, the bewitching demon would know. No wonder he said just now that I couldn't kill him. He already knew that we would interrogate his soul. So he has been resisting and hasn't completely betrayed. Zhu Qiwu sighed repeatedly, his tone was a little helpless, but there was more hatred in his eyes. Lin Moyu probably understood the cause and effect from his words. He Renshing was indeed controlled by the bewitching demon, but not completely. He stole the military star map, but as a member of the human race, he was also resisting. He hid the military star map, only he knew, and did not tell the demon race. But Zhu Qiwu thought that He Renshing had already told the demon race the location of the hidden military star map, and it was in this nameless void. Recently, they have indeed killed many demons nearby. This also further confirmed Zhu Qiwu's judgment. But he never expected that these judgments were actually wrong. The demons who came over were not here to get the military star map, but to find He Renshing, hoping to get the real location of the military star map from him. This also led to the misunderstanding. He Renshing also knew that the high-level members of the human race must have methods to obtain information from his soul. However, the methods of the bewitching demon are equally powerful. When the human race obtains the information, the bewitching demon will also know it simultaneously, and can even control his life and death in a short time. Various wrong judgments led to what happened now. He Renshing's last sentence, you can't kill me. In fact, he was not afraid of death, but he didn't want the real location of the military star map to be leaked. While thinking, Lin Moyu also developed a strong wariness towards the bewitching demon, and must be careful in the future. The dangers of the great world, the strangeness of the demon race, he has only seen a very small part of it. Zhu Qiwu said, let's go back. He stretched out his hand and waved, and the warship appeared beside him. Lin Moyu and he quickly boarded the warship. Under the distortion of space, the warship jumped towards the distance. This is the nameless void, and Zhu Qiwu cannot transmit information back. However, the demon race used their methods to obtain the location of the star chart, and the human race has already lost the initiative. Lin Moyu asked, are the methods of the bewitching demon so terrifying? Zhu Qiwu shook his head, ordinary bewitching demons are naturally not so terrifying. I said before that it is almost impossible to bewitch a god Zune. But if those few guys take action, it's hard to say. The demon race dares to break the agreement. This matter must be reported, and it won't be easily resolved. Lin Moyu didn't say much. When Zhu Qiwu mentioned those few guys, besides hatred in his eyes, there was also a hint of vigilance. Obviously, those few guys are very terrifying, and can pose a threat even to Zhu Qiwu. Moreover, Zhu Qiwu said they broke the agreement. What agreement is it? Lin Moyu wisely didn't ask. Zhu Qiwu glanced at Lin Moyu strangely, aren't you very curious? Why aren't you asking this time? Lin Moyu also looked at Zhu Qiwu, if I ask, will you tell me? Of course not, Zhu Qiwu replied decisively. Lin Moyu snorted softly, spread out his hands, then that's it, why should I ask more? I might as well guess myself. Zhu Qiwu chuckled, go ahead and guess. After the spaceship flew outwards for about half an hour, Zhu Qiwu suddenly closed his eyes. The laws here began to become orderly, slightly less chaotic. Lin Moyu could feel the changes in the laws in the starry sky. A few seconds later, Zhu Qiwu opened his eyes again, all right, I have transmitted the message back. The human army will move out immediately and head to Area 7 to 77. Lin Moyu knew that the Zhu Qiwu in front of him was just an avatar. Zhu Qiwu's real body should be sitting in Fortress Number 1. The avatar and the main body can contact each other, but the chaotic laws in the nameless void just now cut off this connection. When the laws were slightly straightened out, Zhu Qiwu sent the information back to the main body. But half an hour had passed, and the human race had lost half an hour of initiative. For the military, half an hour of initiative can sometimes determine the outcome of a battle. It is conceivable that the moment the demon race obtained the military star chart, their army must have gone out to invade Area 7 to 77. Lin Moyu asked, is it still in time? Zhu Qiwu snorted softly, it should be in time, and it must be in time. If it's not in time, then we can only take the second step. As he spoke, a strong killing intent surged from his body. The intensity of the killing intent was so strong that even Lin Moyu, who controlled the law of slaughter, was a little shocked. The second step, is it to destroy Area 7 to 77? Chapter 1232 You brat, stop pretending in front of this old man. Seeing Zhu Qiwu's murderous look, it was not difficult to guess what the second step was. The human race must have made preparations. Once the military star chart falls into the hands of the demon race, and it is determined that it cannot be recovered, the human race will use the final means to completely erase Area 7 to 77. Although the human race will also pay a great price, compared to the importance of the military star chart, this price is certainly acceptable. Lin Moyu asked in a deep voice, should we notify the people in Area 7 to 77 to evacuate? Zhu Qiwu shook his head, no evacuation, and they have already received corresponding tasks. They will carry out resistance and harassment against the demons, trying to delay time as much as possible. It is a cruel reality that those people cannot only not evacuate, but also resist the demons. This is not easy. The demons are dispatching an army, and their combat power is definitely comparable to ordinary cultivators. In a one-on-one situation, human cultivators are not afraid of demons of the same realm. But against an army, it is a completely different matter. It can be said that 1,000 human god kings of the first rank will undoubtedly be defeated when they encounter the same number of demon armies of the same realm. Unless they can completely crush the opponent in terms of cultivation realm, ordinary people cannot compete with the army. Zhu Qiwu saw what Lin Moyu was thinking and sighed, this can't be helped, it's just a task, not a death order. They can block for a while, and we don't expect too much from them. Fortunately, He Ren Xing didn't completely reveal the location. There are 5 satellites near the black hole in Area 7 to 77, 2 of which are stars. It's not that easy to find the military star chart. Lin Moyu didn't know much about Area 7 to 77, so he didn't express his opinion. At this time, Zhu Qiwu threw a jade tablet to Lin Moyu. This records information about various areas in the Vermilion Bird battlefield. Read the information about Area 7 to 77. Lin Moyu's eyebrows twitched twice. Letting him read the information about Area 7 to 77, needless to say, it must be to let him go there. Lin Moyu didn't say a word of nonsense and directly started to read. In the Vermilion Bird battlefield, it is divided into 10 war zones, and each war zone has a star fortress to guard it. Each war zone is then divided into several areas, each with its own characteristics. Among them, the areas corresponding to fortresses 1 to 6 belong to the periphery of the battlefield. The larger the fortress number, the greater the danger of the area, and the higher the realm of the strong that can be accommodated. Lin Moyu didn't know how this situation was formed, whether it was man-made or naturally formed. Area 6 is the most dangerous of the basic areas, and the suppression of power has been relaxed to the 3rd rank of God King. It can be said that Area 6 is the buffer zone between true gods and God Kings. When it comes to the area under the jurisdiction of Fortress 7, it has entered the interior of the battlefield, dealing with the God King realm. Therefore, it is almost difficult to see true gods here, and most of them are God Kings. Even the garrison here is based on the God King realm. Lin Moyu carefully looked at Area 7 to 77. Facing an area where God King realm powerhouses are active, he had to be careful. In this area, the power limit reaches the 6th rank of God King. The people active inside are all powerhouses between the 1st and 6th ranks of God King. The material produced in this area is black stone, which sounds like just an ordinary name. But as a God King level material, black stone has many special abilities. The black stone contains 2 laws, one is the stellar fire law, and the other is the black hole law. The stellar fire law belongs to the 2nd tier of laws. In the fire-based laws, its power is not weak. The black hole law is ranked in the 1st tier of law sequences, and its power is powerful. It's just that in black stone, the content of the black hole law is extremely rare. It is unlikely to comprehend the black hole law by using black stone. It is necessary to accumulate a massive amount of black stone, and then use special means to amplify the internal laws, extract them and integrate them into one, to have the possibility of comprehension. However, this does not prevent black stone from becoming a God King level material. In addition to comprehending the black hole law, black stone can be used to refine defensive magic weapons. The magic weapons refined with black stone also contain some characteristics of the black hole law, which can devour a large amount of attacks, thereby reducing damage. However, black stone is not easy to obtain, and the amount used to refine magic weapons is extremely large, so black holes are very precious. After reading about the special products of Area 7 to 77, Lin Moyu paid attention to some points to note in Area 7 to 77. The center of this area is a small black hole. The black hole is not large and does not pose a threat to people in the God Zun realm. But for cultivators in the God King realm, the black hole is a deadly place. The closer you get to the black hole, the more dangerous it is. Once sucked into it, there is only a slim chance of survival. But the closer you get to the black hole, the more black stone there is, which also leads many people to risk their lives to go. People die for wealth, and birds die for food, that's how it is. Outside the small black hole, there are 5 stars. These 5 stars are captured by the power of the black hole and rotate around the black hole. Among the 5 stars, 2 are stars. These 2 stars are always on the diagonal, and the distance between them and the black hole remains unchanged throughout the year, and the distance between the 2 also remains unchanged throughout the year. The other 3 stars are ordinary planets, and the distance will be slightly farther, forming a triangle with the black hole and running each other. From the perspective of the great world, this form of existence is very strange and should not be like this. If captured by the power of the black hole, it should gradually approach the black hole and eventually be swallowed by the black hole. But this is the battlefield where the laws are chaotic, and anything can happen. Besides that, there are also many stars within the 7 to 77 area. Some stars are intact, some are fragmented, and some occasionally experience massive explosions. The power of a star exploding is enough to kill a low-level God King. In addition to that, the 7 to 77 area is also home to a cosmic beast called the Black Hole Serpent. Black hole serpents spend most of their time dormant, in which state they either blend into the dark void, making them hard to see, or they may burrow into the interior of a star. Once they awaken for some reason, they will feed. Those cultivators searching for black stones are their food. Lin Mo said faintly after reading the information, it's very dangerous. After all, he had entered the inner area of the battlefield, which was much more dangerous than the outer perimeter. Zhu Qiwu said blandly, finished reading. Lin Mo hummed in agreement, returning the jade tablet to Zhu Qiwu. The jade tablet contained detailed information about all areas of the battlefield, far more detailed than what was seen outside, belonging to the military's internal data. Lin Mo really wanted to read it all, but he didn't have the time right now. Just reading the information about the 7 to 77 area had already taken up a lot of time. This kind of information couldn't be skimmed through, it needed to be read carefully, without missing any details, so it was very time-consuming. Zhu Qiwu put away the jade tablet. We are now heading to the 7 to 77 area. Lin Mo asked in confusion, let me go and intercept the demon army. You think too highly of me. I'm only at the 6th level of true god. Zhu Qiwu glared at Lin Mo, you brat, stop pretending. I know exactly what you're capable of. Chapter 1233, Special Mission with Generous Rewards. In the nameless void, the warship constantly jumped, and the laws were rapidly becoming orderly. This orderliness was only relative to the nameless void. Compared to the great world outside the battlefield, it was still chaotic. If one could sort out their thoughts in the chaos and find their own path, it would be of great benefit to themselves. Lin Mo accepted the mission, a mission personally issued by Zhu Qiwu, which he couldn't refuse. Senior, there's still something I don't understand. He wrenching as a god venerate, how did he put the military star chart in the 7 to 77 area? The power limit that the 7 to 77 area can accept is the 6th level of God King. Anyone exceeding the 6th level of God King will be rejected. Even a god venerate cannot break this rule. Zhu Qiwu said in a deep voice, I've also thought about this issue, but I don't have an answer yet. Perhaps Zhu Qiwu used his own method, you can only solve this mystery yourself. Okay, Lin Mo nodded silently. Zhu Qiwu asked, do you have any other questions? Ask them quickly while there's still time. Lin Mo shook his head, no more questions, the information is already very detailed. Time passed minute by minute. A few minutes later, the warship stopped at the nearest forward base in 653. Using the teleportation array in the forward base, the two directly went to the 7 to 77 area. The benefit of the forward base was highlighted at this moment. The battlefield was too large. Without the forward base, it would be incredibly difficult to reach these areas. In areas with chaotic laws, even God Venerate level warships cannot exceed the speed of light. Without a large number of forward bases, if something happened, the initiative would be completely lost. Establishing forward bases was a protracted project, for which the human race paid countless efforts and spent countless years to complete. If the demon race grasped the specific location of the human race's forward bases and destroyed them, the human race would be completely passive. Not only did the human race have forward bases, but all major races had forward bases. The human race was also looking for the forward bases of hostile races, using all kinds of methods. But the effect was not good, they couldn't find them. If they were discovered, they would definitely be destroyed directly at the first moment, without any hesitation. After a long teleportation, the two appeared in the forward base in the 7 to 77 area. At this time, Lin Mo suddenly felt the aura of the Human Emperor Network. The Human Emperor Network existed here. Zhu Qiwu said, a temporary connection to the Human Emperor Network has been established. You should have received a mission from the Human Emperor Network now. Lin Mo nodded. He had indeed received a mission from the Human Emperor Network. Battlefield mission. Intercept and harass the demon army. Harass and intercept the demon army in the 7 to 77 area to delay the demon army. Restrictions. None. Completion conditions. None. Mission rewards. Settlement will be made separately after the mission is completed. Notes. The strength of the demon army is unknown, the degree of danger is unknown, retreat at the first sign of danger. It is recommended to team up and act as a group. The human army will depart immediately, please persevere. Lin Mo asked, when will the army depart? About 40 minutes had passed from killing He Renqing until now. The human army needed to gather and assemble, and no matter how fast they were, it was impossible to complete the assembly in such a short time. After all, the human army had already been deployed to defend the nameless void. Lin Mo judged that the human army should not have departed yet. Zhu Qiwu said in a deep voice, the army's mobilization is not as fast as you think, it will take at least an hour. Only 40 minutes had passed, which meant that the human army would depart in 20 minutes. The demon army must have already set off and had most likely already entered the 7-77 area. Lin Mo was about to speak when a ding sounded in his mind again. Special mission. Find the military star chart and defeat the demon army. Obtain the military star chart and, depending on the situation, defeat the demon army. Restrictions. None. Completion conditions. Obtain the star chart. Mission rewards. Reward 10,000 military merits, 1 contribution point, 1 military supply point. Notes. The strength of the demon army is unknown. If there is danger, prioritize survival and try to delay them as much as possible. Lin Mo's thoughts raced. This is a special mission. It is estimated that not many people can receive it, possibly only myself. This mission was most likely issued by Zhu Qiwu through the Human Emperor Network. Not many people know my strength. Zhu Qiwu is one of them. The rewards are really generous, making it impossible to refuse. 10,000 military merits, 1 contribution point, 1 military supply point. The army is bleeding heavily, they are giving such generous rewards. Compared to other missions, hundreds or thousands of military merits are already considered a lot. However, it can also be seen from this how important the military star chart is. There is no such thing as accepting or not accepting a special mission, as long as it is issued, it exists. Because this kind of mission has no punishment, it doesn't matter if it is not completed. But for the sake of the rewards, Lin Mo will definitely work hard to complete it. Unfortunately, there is no mission center here, so he cannot accept additional battlefield missions. If he were in the Great World, with his level 4 permissions, he could accept missions at any time. But that's not possible in the battlefield. The rules in the battlefield are independent, including the rules of the Human Emperor Network. Lin Mo looked towards the direction of the 7-77 area. The deep starry sky was like a ferocious beast, opening its fangs, waiting for him to deliver food to its door. Zhu Qiwu handed over a jade talisman, while also instructing, after you go, be careful in everything. If the military star chart is obtained by the demon race, and it is determined that it cannot be retrieved, activate the jade talisman. I have already made a positioning, the jade talisman will directly send you back here. Lin Mo looked at the jade talisman. The jade talisman was slender like a finger, covered with complex runes, and at the same time emitting a strong aura of law. He knew what Zhu Qiwu meant. If he determined that the military star chart could not be retrieved, then the human race would proceed to the second step. Directly destroy the 7-77 area. At that time, the 7-77 area would become a dead zone, and none of the creatures inside could survive. Before that, Lin Mo could activate the jade talisman to return. In the end, Zhu Qiwu wanted him to save his life and not be a burial object. As for the others, this world is cruel, and the struggles between races are even more so. There's no way to save everyone. Many times, sacrifice is inevitable. The Human Emperor Network covers areas 7-77, although this coverage is weak and cannot provide all-round surveillance like in the human race star territory. But it can probably detect some information and make judgments accordingly. Lin Mo Yu carefully put away his life-saving charm and said in a deep voice, "Don't worry, those guys are all my military merits." Saying that, he took out the Battle King Tower, rode it into the dark void, and disappeared from Zhu Qiwu's sight in the blink of an eye. Zhu Qiwu sighed softly, "I hope it doesn't come to the last step, the cost is too great." Chapter 1234, Man-Eating Demons. The Battle King Tower streaked across the dark starry sky with dazzling light. The blackness of this starry sky is among the most profound Lin Mo Yu has ever seen. The light of the stars in the sky seemed to be attracted by some powerful existence. The light was distorted and scattered, weaving a dreamlike color, like a dream world. This is because the center of the 7-77 area is a small black hole, which absorbs the light in this starry sky. The Battle King Tower trembled slightly, as if encountering some resistance, and then passed through it like passing through a bubble. An invisible attraction acted on Lin Mo Yu in the Battle King Tower. Law of gravity. Lin Mo Yu was slightly stunned. This force acting on himself in the Battle King Tower was very similar to the law of gravity. But upon closer inspection, there were differences. Gravity did not carry any laws, it was purely the powerful gravity generated by the black hole itself. This is a starry sky ruled by black holes. Lin Mo Yu controlled the Battle King Tower and flew rapidly in the direction of the gravitational pull. Fortunately, the 7 to 77 area is not large. If it were as large as the 5 to 38 area he had once visited, it would take dozens of days to reach the central area even with the Battle King Tower. By then, it would be too late. Lin Moyu had already pushed the Battle King Tower's speed to the limit. At his current realm, the Battle King Tower's speed reached 150,000 kilometers per second. But even so, it would take nearly 2 days to reach the central area. I only hope that the demon army has not arrived by then. The demon army's battleships would not be much faster than the Battle King Tower. If they were further hindered by human cultivators along the way, stopping and starting, he might actually be able to catch up. For countless years in the Vermilion Bird battlefield, the starry sky of Fortress 1 has always been the most tranquil. There are colorful beacons pointing the way, and cultivators coming and going. It is the largest stronghold of the human race in the Vermilion Bird battlefield. Zhang Ziyu came out of the teleportation array and then followed the beacon to the battlefield. He had been to the battlefield before, so he was not unfamiliar with it. As the original number 1 on the potential list and now ranked 2nd, Zhang Ziyu came to the battlefield for Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu rejected his challenge and then disappeared without a trace. The Vermilion Bird star territory is so large that if Lin Moyu doesn't show up, it's impossible to find him. Recently, he received news that Lin Moyu had come to the battlefield. So after finishing his mission, he came to the battlefield in person. He wanted to see what kind of person had taken his place on the potential list. As for the challenge, Zhang Ziyu had already given up on that idea. Since Lin Moyu squeezed into the top 10 of the combat power list a few days ago, he no longer wanted to fight Lin Moyu. That was purely asking for abuse. He has strong potential, but not strong combat power. His cultivation is only at the 9th level of True God. Even if he goes all out, he can only compete with the 1st level of God King. A strong person like Lin Moyu who can squeeze into the top 10 of the combat power list has a real combat power of at least the 5th level of God King. Challenging him would be courting death. Zhang Ziyu stood in the starry sky, looking at the bustling Fortress 1, his eyes like stars, shining brightly. 2 things to do this time. One is to promote myself to God King and accumulate military merits at the same time. Second, to meet Lin Moyu and see what kind of person he is. He surpasses me on the potential list and even more so on the combat power list. He didn't accept my challenge before, not because he was afraid of me, but because he thought it was meaningless to bully the weak. To be number 1 on the potential list, you should have the ability to fight across borders like me. I don't know what your own realm is, whether you deserve this number 1. Besides, since you are on the combat power list, those guys will definitely come to find you. Zhang Ziyu's eyes flickered with gleams. Although he was a little angry when the number 1 on the potential list was taken away, he had calmed down after so much time. Now he no longer wants to fight back for the number 1 on the potential list. He just wants to see what kind of person Lin Moyu is. At the same time, he also received a message that several guys on the combat power list were preparing to come and find Lin Moyu. Especially the guy who was previously ranked 10th on the combat power list and was squeezed to 11th by Lin Moyu must be feeling depressed. Zhang Ziyu flew into the No. 1-star fortress with his belief. After he left, the teleportation array lit up again, and several more people came out of the teleportation array. They flew towards Fortress 1 with strong fighting spirit as soon as they came out of the teleportation array. Stars rapidly approached and quickly moved away in the starry sky. The Battle King Tower crossed one star after another. Judging from the outside alone, the 7 to 77 area is a star system of considerable size, with 2 stars inside, bringing light and heat. It is a pity that most of this light and heat is absorbed by the central black hole, and not much can flow to the outside. 0 seeking fresh flowers. The starry sky is still cold and dark, without any vitality. A day later, Lin Moyu saw a demon battleship. There were obvious traces of war on this battleship, and they were new. The battleship was severely damaged, and it was estimated that it would collapse on the spot if it was more severe. It seems that the mission is working. Lin Moyu felt that it should be the mission that was working. The human cultivators in the 7 to 77 area really intercepted the demon army. Lin Moyu did not know the effect, but at least the demon battleship in front of him had been crippled. Lin Moyu didn't know how many troops the demon race had sent, how many human races had been sacrificed to damage this battleship. He looked into the distance and then suddenly froze. He saw demons, hiding behind the battleship. There were flames burning in front of them, and they were eating something in their mouths. The Battle King Tower approached a little more, and Lin Moyu finally saw clearly that what these demons were eating was actually humans. Lin Moyu's body was filled with boiling killing intent. The damaged battleship was here, and the demons did not all leave, but instead started eating human flesh here. The demons were of different shapes and sizes and had no uniform clothing, but needless to say, they were all soldiers. If there was no scene of cannibalism, Lin Moyu might have been too lazy to pay attention to them. After all, the most important thing now is to rush to the center, find the military star map, and not waste time for a few demons. But it's different now, seeing them eat people, how can they let it go? The demon's battleship suddenly lit up with a faint light, and then a beam of light shot out, shining straight on the Battle King Tower. Although the battleship seemed damaged, its early warning system was still intact. Lin Moyu did not hide his figure and was discovered tens of thousands of kilometers away. The three demon god kings who were eating human flesh at the same time dropped the flesh in their hands and looked at Lin Moyu together. More food is coming. Human meat is so delicious, I hope this time it's a younger one, old meat is not tasty. How can a god king be young? They've lived for at least hundreds or thousands of years. No matter what, as long as we can eat it. Several demon god kings, with cruel smiles, stared at Lin Moyu's Battle King Tower. When the Battle King Tower was 100,000 kilometers away, the demon's warship suddenly released a brilliant light, and a layer of dark enchantment was born out of thin air, enveloping the Battle King Tower. Chapter 1235. Don't want unnecessary death. The enchantment enveloped the starry sky within 100,000 kilometers, engulfing the Battle King Tower within it. The three demons burst into wild laughter, their soul sounds echoing through the starry sky. Another one here to die. Do you think this demon's warship is broken and can't move, or are you getting worked up seeing us eat people? Aren't you humans always claiming to be smart? Why are you so stupid? Coming wave after wave. In their laughter, thousands of demons flew out of the demon warship. Each demon was in the God King realm, lined up in a military formation in the starry sky, their aura soaring to the sky. Lin Moyu was slightly stunned, and whispered, "It's a trap, when did demons become so smart?" The warship wasn't broken, what he saw was just the surface. The demons parked the seemingly damaged warship here, obviously wanting to attract people over. It seems that not only are humans blocking the demons, but the demons are also preparing to counterblock the humans. There will definitely be many such traps. The starry sky is so large, and if the number is small, it won't attract many people. Moreover, it can also be analyzed from this that the number of demon troops dispatched this time is very alarming. A human race's space fortress has a total of 10 million troops. I don't know how many demons are garrisoned, and how many have been dispatched. Lin Moyu vaguely felt that it was tricky. If the number exceeded his undead army, he would also have a headache. The Battle King Tower stopped. Lin Moyu flew out of the Battle King Tower, his eyes cold, staring at the surroundings. The dark enchantment exuded a disgusting aura. The demon warship was covered in scars, but they were all on the surface, and there was actually no damage. Thousands of God King realm demons had already locked onto him. Why is it a little guy at the 6th rank of true god? What is a true god 6th rank doing here, looking for death? Tisk tisk, true god 6th rank is pretty good, at least he's young and the meat is tender. It's a pity he's a male, it would be better if he was female, the meat would be more tender. This demon king loves to hear human women scream before they die, it's the most beautiful sound in the world. Lin Moyu listened to their wanton words, his killing intent rising. A faint light flashed from his fingertips, and skeleton god generals and death dragon knights appeared in response. In an instant, 100,000 skeleton god generals and 100,000 death dragon knights had filled the starry sky. The demons were stunned, not knowing what had happened. Why did so many skeletons suddenly appear in the starry sky? Besides the skeletons holding swords and shields, there were also skeleton dragon knights riding bone dragons. What the hell is this? Lin Moyu's cultivation had reached the 6th rank of true god, and the combat power of the skeleton god generals and death dragon knights soared again. The death dragon knights could already face the 2nd rank of god king head-on, and the skeleton god generals were even more powerful, surpassing the 2nd rank of god king, infinitely close to the 3rd rank of god king. With Lin Moyu's order, the death dragon knights roared with dragon roars, spewing out large amounts of dragon breath from their mouths. The skeleton god generals moved even faster, and 100,000 sword lights shot over the sky, occupying a large area of the starry sky. The pure white sword energy cut through the starry sky, and the dark starry sky was completely lit up, as if a brilliant star had appeared, incomparably dazzling. The newly appeared star brought destructive light and the breath of death. The dragon breath of the death dragon knights turned into raging undead flames, igniting the starry sky, making the star of death even more dazzling. Defense. The leader of the demon god kings let out a stern roar, his expression distorted with horror. The warship was incomparably bright, casting light to cover the demons' team. The demons released their law domains one after another, launching defenses. But their defenses appeared so pale and powerless in front of a total of 200,000 undead legions. The defenses were torn to pieces almost instantly, and attacks far exceeding their ability to withstand fell on every demon. Their bodies were torn apart by sword energy, turned into fragments, and completely dissipated into the starry sky. Lin Moi could see their expressions before they died: disbelief, horror, fear, pain, all kinds of expressions. The sword light and dragon breath killed the demons, and fell on the warship like a hot knife through butter. The warship rumbled, and an enchantment appeared. Then the enchantment shattered in response to the attack. The dragon breath ignited the warship, burning fiercely in the starry sky. Screams came from the warship, there were still demons inside. The warship started, wanting to escape. The death dragon knights were extremely fast, launching a charge spell, like teleportation across tens of thousands of kilometers of starry sky, rushing into the warship. Seconds later, the warship that had just started and had not flown far was quiet again. The demons inside were all dead, without exception. The God King level warship, the materials used to make it were also God King level materials, and it lasted for a long time in the undead flames of the dragon breath. Under Lin Moi's will, the death dragon knight opened his mouth and sucked away the dragon breath, and Lin Moi unceremoniously put the warship away. Previously, there were 3 demon warships in his storage space, and now there is another one. This is booty, although he can't use it himself, it is valuable and can be exchanged for points. The skeletons collected the flesh and blood scattered in the starry sky, they will be Lin Moi's best weapon to detonate the battlefield. From the time Lin Moi stopped to the end of the battle, it only took 5 minutes. Entering the Battle King Tower again, he continued to fly towards the center of the area. The longer the time drags on, the higher the possibility of the demon race finding the star map. Half a day later, Lin Moi saw a demon warship again. However, this time the demon warship was fighting, and thousands of human cultivators were attacking the demon warship frantically. The starry sky was filled with the corpses of humans and demons. Obviously, the demons were suppressed, hiding in the warship and shrinking back. But even in this situation, the demons did not escape, and still relied on the powerful defense of the warship to entangle with the human cultivators. Lin Moi frowned. Are they stalling for time? He saw the demons' intention, which was to stall for time. Not wanting these human cultivators to go to the black hole, to disturb the main force in finding the military star map. Lin Moi controlled the Battle King Tower, slightly changing direction, flying past 1,000,000 kilometers away from the battlefield. Lin Moi didn't care about this battlefield either, the human race had the advantage, and he didn't need to intervene. He didn't want to waste time here, not even a minute. This battlefield in the middle of the road gradually moved away in sight, and eventually disappeared. It's good that they don't go to the black hole, the number of demon troops must be quite large, although thousands of people can also cause some impact, but in the end they still can't beat the demons. This way can reduce some casualties. I hope I can find the military star map, otherwise, if the 0.6 human race uses the ultimate means, all living beings in this area will die. He didn't want to see so many humans die needlessly. Although this is a battlefield, life and death are normal, but dying like that is too worthless. Thousands of God Kings, even if the human race doesn't lack God Kings, thousands of God Kings are not a small number. After flying for another half a day, 2 slightly distorted stars gradually magnified in sight. Their light was absorbed by the black hole, causing the visual shape to be distorted and changed. Under the illumination of the star's light, the brightness here has increased a lot. 3 planets on the outermost edge reflect the light of the star. Lin Mo knew that he was close to the center. If the demon race was here, they should be setting up defenses nearby. As soon as this thought arose, demon battleships suddenly appeared in his sight. Appearing with the demon battleships were incredibly huge black hole snakes. Chapter 1236. Demons coming out in full force. The black hole devoured the light, affecting vision. In addition, the demon battleships were deliberately hidden. When Lin Moyu discovered them, the distance was only 1,000,000 kilometers. Demon battleships appeared in sight one after another, densely packed. A huge army appeared in front of him. Thousands of demon battleships, calculated at 1,000 demons per ship, meant there were millions of demons. Lin Moyu's gaze gradually became serious. The number of demons mobilized this time surprised him. But thinking about it, it made sense. The military star map was very important. For the military star map, the demon army in the 7th war zone must have come out in full force. But thinking about it, it's normal. If it were him, he would definitely do the same. The human race's high level should have anticipated this situation, and the number of troops dispatched would not be small, so it would take some time to assemble. Lin Moyu couldn't help but start to estimate. If he used a devastating strike now to completely destroy the 7 to 77 area, the tens of millions of demons here would have to die. Even in terms of the number of demons, the loss of 10 million demons is not a small number. But the human race did not choose to carry out a devastating strike, but prioritized taking back the military star map 01. That way, the collision of the two armies would inevitably cause a lot of damage. Even with a 10% damage rate, it is normal for millions of soldiers to die in this war, and it may even cause millions of human cultivators to die. Instead of doing something that could annihilate 10 million demons without any loss, they would rather damage a large number of human cultivators. This can only mean one thing, that is, this deal is not cost-effective. The cost of carrying out a devastating strike is very high, so high that it exceeds the cost of the death of millions of soldiers. It sounds cruel, but Lin Moyu felt that his guess was correct. That was the case. A devastating strike is only the last step, a choice made when things are irreversible and it is determined that the military star map cannot be retrieved. Here, Lin Moyu can still feel the connection with the Human Emperor network. Although this connection is very weak, the Human Emperor network temporarily covers the 7 to 77 area, which is an indisputable fact. The Human Emperor network can make simple judgments about what happens here. If the Human Emperor network judges that the military star map cannot be retrieved, it will notify the human race's high level, thus reaching the final step. Taking a deep breath, inhaling a large amount of starlight, spitting out colorful brilliance from his mouth and nose. The space in the Battle King Tower instantly darkened. At this moment, Lin Moyu was like a humanoid black hole. Lin Moyu seemed to have made up his mind, his eyes gradually becoming firm and cold. The law of slaughter churned, bringing up intense killing intent. This is a real war. It's been a long, long time since I've really had a good kill. Since annihilating the dragon race in the small world, Lin Moyu has not really let go and killed a lot for a long time. The previous destruction of the devouring gold beast swarm and the annihilation of the demon race's squad were just small fights. Compared with the demon army in front of him, it is nothing at all. The Battle King Tower continued to approach, and in a blink of an eye, the two sides were only 500,000 kilometers apart. In terms of the scale of the Great World, this distance is already very close. The demons also discovered Lin Moyu. Because Lin Moyu was alone, the demons obviously did not take Lin Moyu seriously. Since that was the case, Lin Moyu was not polite and continued to approach. 400,000 kilometers. 300,000 kilometers. In sight, the movements of the demons became clearer and clearer. The demon battleships were lined up to block the starry sky. The battleships were connected to each other, and the energy intertwined, linking up a huge barrier. The barrier almost surrounded this starry sky. It was impossible to break through it by force. In front of the battleships, a demon army was gathering, but the number was not large. Obviously, more demons were looking for the star map. 3 planets, 2 stars, a black hole, and some inconspicuous asteroids and star fragments may be the places where the military star map is hidden. It would take a lot of time to thoroughly search this area. 4,600 ships. Lin Moyu counted the number of demon battleships, a total of 4,600 ships. That means there are 4.6 million demons here, and each demon is at the God King realm. Plus the demon army stationed on the periphery, the demons should have dispatched 5,000 battleships and 5 million demons this time. Not all demons are at the God King realm. Lin Moyu felt the demons' unrestrained aura. Some demons are only at the 8th or 9th rank of true God. But there are many demons in the God King realm, estimated to be hundreds of thousands. In those low-level star systems, it is rare to see a God King. And in the high-level star systems, it is said that God Kings are everywhere, but if you say that you can dispatch hundreds of thousands of God King realm at any time, then it is only the army. Until the distance between the two sides was only 200,000 kilometers. Hundreds of demon battleships suddenly lit up at the same time, and then beams of light containing powerful energy simultaneously struck the Battle King Tower. The beams were pure energy shocks, with flames, ice, dragon waves like arrows, and earth mud flows. The demon battleships seem to be no different, but in fact they have different attributes. The demons seem to have different appearances and shapes, like skirmishers, but in fact there are also distinctions within, that is, they are distinguished according to the series of power they control. The colorful attacks descended in an instant. Lin Moyu calmly put away the Battle King Tower, spread his wings of the undead, and shook violently, disappearing without a trace in an instant. He cut off the soul lock from the other party, stepped on the light speed law halo, and further amplified his speed. The next second, Lin Moyu appeared in the starry sky tens of thousands of kilometers away. In front of the demon battleships, there were huge black hole snakes. In front of the demon battleships, a strangely shaped demon suddenly appeared. It was more than 10 meters tall, with a thick and long body. It had several tube-like objects like stringed instruments on its head, and thin strings hanging down like a zither. Its eyes were very small, but its mouth was very large. The large mouth alone occupied nearly half of its body. It also had 4 arms, and the ends of the arms were not ordinary claws, nor palms, but more like 4 different musical instruments. Lin Moyu had never seen such a strange-shaped demon before. But when he saw it, Lin Moyu knew its name, Bewitching Demon. The Bewitching Demon was bathed in the light of the star, with the huge star behind it. It opened its mouth and made strange tones. At the same time, one of its arms waved, also making strange and deep sounds. The hanging strings automatically plucked. For a time, strange and bizarre music sounded in Lin Moyu's soul. Bewitching sound. The Bewitching Demon's signature spell. The Bewitching Demon does not have strong combat power, but its existence is more terrifying than any demon of the same realm. Its spells are simple, but terrifying. Outside Lin Moyu's soul world, a similar Bewitching Demon appeared, and the bewitching sound immediately began to play. The soul seemed to be awakened and slowly opened its eyes. With the soul quality of the 4th grade peak, the Jade Soul gives birth to purple, and its defense is extremely powerful. The Bewitching Demon of the God King realm could not shake Lin Moyu's soul at all. On the Cataclysm staff in his hand, the soul gem's purple light flowed, rendering the soul with a layer of purple glow. The soul garment personally refined by Lin Moyu automatically emerged, also blooming with brilliant light. The soul was completely unaffected. Chapter 1237, Exchange of Blows, the Bewitching Demon. The most terrifying ability of the Bewitching Demon is to bewitch souls. In minor cases, the soul is damaged, and combat power is greatly reduced. In severe cases, one may be controlled by the Bewitching Demon and become its puppet. However, neither of these had anything to do with Lin Moyu. Regardless of the quality of Lin Moyu's soul itself, it was further protected by rebirth. Even a divine Venerable realm Bewitching Demon might not be able to control Lin Moyu, let alone a mere divine King realm Bewitching Demon, which was even more useless. The Bewitching Demon also discovered this, that it could not shake Lin Moyu's soul. The tone suddenly rose sharply, and the pleasure in its mouth also changed. The music changed from low to high, entrenched in the starry sky, like a sleeping black hole snake suddenly awakening. The black hole snake's eyes flashed with scarlet light, staring intently at Lin Moyu. They were controlled by the Bewitching Demon and became its puppets. This control was only temporary, but it was enough. The black hole snakes varied in size, the smaller ones were about 1,000 meters long, and the larger ones were up to 10,000 meters long. It didn't seem like much from a distance, but when you got closer, you could see that they were truly behemoths. The power of star beasts is often proportional to their size. A 1,000-meter-long black hole snake has the strength of the Divine King First Order, while a 10,000-meter-long black hole snake has reached the Divine King Fourth Order. Lin Moyu's mind recalled the information he had just read. Black hole snakes have no spells, they only have 3 attack methods: entanglement and strangulation, tearing and devouring, and tail whipping. They use pure physical strength, which is very powerful. At the same time, because of the black hole, the surface of the black hole snake's body exhibits the same characteristics as black stone, which can absorb a large amount of attacks. In other words, their defense is extremely strong. The best way to deal with them is to stay as far away as possible. Now that the bewitching demon has controlled the black hole snakes and is using them as weapons against himself, this is indeed a troublesome problem. 100 black hole snakes, the weakest at Divine King First Order, the strongest at Divine King Fourth Order. Moreover, their defense has exceeded the Divine King Fourth Order, reaching the level of Divine King Fifth Order or even Sixth Order. Without using the Skeleton King, it would be difficult to kill them. Lin Moyu quickly analyzed the pros and cons. He didn't have time to delay and needed to solve the immediate problem as soon as possible. Every second was precious. In that case, he took a deep breath and gently tapped his finger. The skeleton throne appeared in the starry sky. The skeleton throne rose with the cold undead flames, and the skeleton king, wearing a scarlet cloak and holding a bone sword, rose from the throne. His gaze towards the demon was like that of a king overlooking the world. Lin Moyu's whole body shone brightly. Source spell. Power gathering. The power gathering spell was activated, and his power level rose steadily. In the blink of an eye, he broke through the boundary of the true God realm and reached the Divine King realm. Then his combat power continued to soar. After only 2 seconds, Lin Moyu's realm had reached the Divine King Seventh Order. At this time, a sense of swelling came from his soul, and he had reached the safe limit. If he continued to improve, his soul would self-destruct after a period of time. That was for desperate measures, which was not necessary now. With his power stabilized at the Divine King Seventh Order, the aura revealed by Lin Moyu made people feel frightened. Even the bewitching demon's music paused for half a second. Then Lin Moyu's aura rose again. Source spell. Strengthen soldiers. Strengthened soldiers and power gathering are like a pair of good brothers. Although they are strong when used alone, they are far inferior to using them together. Especially under the strengthened soldiers skill state, the destructive power is directly increased by 10 times, and the enemies personally killed by Lin Moyu will become his nourishment, used to improve his strength. With the blessing of the 2 major spells, a sword appeared in Lin Moyu's hand. It was not the Skeleton King's bone sword, but the most ordinary sword. Even Lin Moyu didn't know where he got it from. Anyway, now that he wasn't facing an extremely hard guy like Shuo Jinyuan Xing, it was the same no matter what sword he used. No matter what kind of sword, a sword that can kill is a good sword. Under the blessing of the 2 major spells, Lin Moyu's body swelled by a circle, and his height had exceeded 2 meters. Facing the oncoming black hole snakes, Lin Moyu's undead wings vibrated, and he advanced instead of retreating. His soul performed multiple tasks at the same time, instantly locking onto all the black hole snakes. Spell. God Slayer. A unique spell from the Skeleton King, which can powerfully target a single enemy or perform group attacks. Although the attack power will be slightly weakened when the soul locks onto hundreds of black hole snakes at the same time, it is enough under the blessing of the Strengthened Soldier's spell. In an instant, a dazzling sword light lit up, illuminating the starry sky. The black hole snakes lit up with brilliant sword light at the same time. A large amount of light was absorbed by the black holes, pulling out long bands of light. Bang-bang sounds were endless, and the black hole snakes were chopped into minced meat. The bewitching demon's music came to an abrupt end. He didn't have rich expressions, but from his eyes, Lin Moyu saw horror. A large amount of soul power poured in, the soul became stronger, and the duration of the spell also increased greatly. Lin Moyu snorted softly, the undead wings vibrated, and the speed instantly increased to the extreme. Like a blink of an eye, in just over a second, Lin Moyu had crossed a distance of 200,000 kilometers. When Lin Moyu revealed his figure, dazzling light flashed in front of him, and the demon warship accurately locked onto Lin Moyu. The bewitching demon's forearms kept waving, making all kinds of sounds. These sounds seemed chaotic and unorganized, but when combined, they became a very unique movement. Accompanied by this movement, the bewitching demon's soul power soared, instantly locking onto Lin Moyu. This lock was like a line, connecting the bewitching demon and Lin Moyu together, and even the undead wings could not cut it off. And it gave the bewitching demon a certain amount of predictive ability. As soon as Lin Moyu's figure appeared in front of the barrier, the demon warship's attacks came in droves. The demon warship's attack was comparable to a Divine King Fifth Order strike. But unfortunately, it didn't contain any laws. As long as there were no laws, pure attacks, whether elemental or physical, were ineffective against Lin Moyu. At the same time as the attack arrived, the bewitching demon's voice changed again, instantly becoming sharp. The tubular objects on the scalp emitted halos at the same time. Outside Lin Moyu's soul world, a sharp sword appeared, stabbing straight at the soul. Multiple measures were taken at the same time. The bewitching demon and the demon warship launched a fatal blow in all directions. The soul attack landed on the crystal barrier outside the soul world, and the crystal barrier remained motionless. Lin Moyu was equally unmoved by the demon warship's attack. Facing the intense attack, Lin Moyu slashed out again with his sword. Spell, God Slayer. Back and forth is just one move, but this one move is enough. The God Slayer sword is really too easy to use, whether it is group attack or single kill, it can be called a divine skill. The sword light lit up on the barrier, and the barrier immediately vibrated like a wave. Wielding the God Slayer sword at the level of Divine King 7th Order, coupled with a 10x damage bonus, the power of this sword, even if it is not Divine King 8th Order, is at least the peak of Divine King 7th Order. And in the 7 to 77 area, the highest allowed entry level is only Divine King 6th Order. Except for a few geniuses who can fight beyond their level, this sword has surpassed the limit of most of the powerhouses here. The barrier vibrated violently, but it did not break. This is a barrier that gathers the power of thousands of demon battleships, and it will not break easily. Lin Mo immediately waved the sword in his hand and slashed down like a storm. The sword light sword, and every sword could make the barrier vibrate violently. At the same time, another god-slaying sword light fell on the barrier. Chapter 1238. The first all-out battle. The Skeleton King rushed to take action. The Skeleton King's combat power is comparable to that of a rank 6 God King. With the blessing of the Strong Soldier's spell, the Skeleton King's combat power faintly reached the rank 7 God King. This god-slaying sword is slightly weaker than Lin Mo's, but only slightly. The barrier was very strong, and it still didn't break. On the contrary, the long sword in Lin Mo's hand broke first. The demons behind the barrier let out a grim laugh, with a strong sense of mockery. Although they were surprised by Lin Mo's powerful combat power, now that Lin Mo couldn't break the barrier, there was nothing they could do. The enchantment demon's music continued, and the melody changed. From the sound, Lin Mo also heard a taste of mockery. Neither the demons nor the enchantment demon believed that Lin Mo could break the barrier. This is a barrier for war, and it cannot be broken by one person alone. The demon battleships flashed again, and the third round of attacks was about to begin. Lin Mo's eyes turned cold. Since one person can't break it, then let's have more people. With a thought, a large area of the starry sky was immediately shrouded in white light. Death Dragon Knights and Skeleton God Generals appeared densely in the starry sky. All the elemental liches were dispatched, and circles of brilliant halos appeared under the feet of all the undead. This was the first time Lin Mo had used his full strength without reservation. 3 million Skeleton God Generals, 500,000 Death Dragon Knights, 1 million Lich Generals with healing abilities, and elemental liches who could provide auxiliary abilities were all dispatched. 213. The Lich Generals held up the staffs in their hands, blessing all the undead and amplifying their power. The starry sky was shrouded in the white light of the undead army, filling the starry sky. The demons could see nothing but undead. The smiles on their faces froze, and their eyes began to be replaced by a strange fear. The enchantment demon's music stopped, and all four arms stopped waving. They were all shocked by the scene before them. The undead army combined together, like a brand new star, emitting a dazzling light in the starry sky. Lin Mo took out a brand new sharp sword again, and shouted softly, "Attack!" In an instant, incomparably brilliant sword energy bombarded the demon barrier densely. The Death Dragon Knights spewed out dragon breath, and then launched a charge, directly hitting the barrier. The giant dragons waved their sharp claws, and the knights raised their long swords. Millions of attacks fell almost in the same second. The extremely strong barrier, which did not break under the attacks of Lin Mo and the Skeleton King, exploded at this moment. The dense attacks did not disappear, and after breaking the barrier, they still killed into the demon formation. Screams rang out, and a large number of demons died on the spot. Lin Mo issued an attack order, ordering the undead army to attack with all their strength. He vibrated his wings of the undead and disappeared instantly. The next second, Lin Mo came to the enchantment demon, and the long sword in his hand had already been swung. You sing very happily. At this moment, in the eyes of the enchantment demon, Lin Mo was the real demon, and he was just a lamb to be slaughtered. In the sword light, the enchantment demon's body was torn apart and died on the spot. Lin Mo's consciousness moved, locking onto a demon team not far away. This demon team was composed of more than 100 demons, and their expressions changed drastically when Lin Mo's eyes swept over them. Before they could react, an explosion suddenly occurred in front of them. A roar came from their ears, and then they fell into boundless darkness. Stellar level spell, corpse explosion. Corpse explosion fusion degree 110%, detonate corpses or remains, causing damage equivalent to 110% of the corpse's life force to the locked target. Can attack multiple targets at the same time. The more targets, the damage will be weakened and shared. After being promoted to the stellar level, corpse explosion showed its power for the first time. When facing the gold-devouring beast before, corpse explosion failed to work. But here, Lin Mo showed the horror of corpse explosion. Although the enchantment demon did not have strong attack power, its life force was not weak, and its realm had reached the rank 5 God King. Corpse explosion magnified the rank 5 God King's life force by 1.1 times, plus the 300 times increase of the talent. The attack power reached 330 times the full blow of the rank 5 God King, and finally the 10 times damage increase of the strong soldier's spell had to be calculated. The power of this blow, let alone the same level rank 5 God King, even the rank 6 God King could not withstand it. Although it was dispersed and fell on hundreds of demons respectively. Hundreds of demons were instantly killed without any accident. Lin Mo didn't even look at the result, and backhanded another god-slaying sword. Hundreds of kilometers away, another demon team was lit up with sword light at the same time and was cut into pieces. A large amount of soul power surged in, turning into Lin Mo's soul power, while increasing the duration of the source spell. The starry sky was full of minced meat, and Lin Mo was like entering an uninhabited place. The source spell is a real war weapon. The more you fight, the stronger you become. The more you kill, the stronger you become. Facing the demons, there is no room for mercy. Lin Mo killed to the point of madness. The battlefield token around his waist became hot, and every time he killed a demon, the battlefield token would faithfully record it and eventually become his military merit. In the blink of an eye, tens of thousands of demons had died at Lin Mo's hands. Boom! Fire lit up and turned into a fireball. A demon warship was destroyed. The undead army surrounded the demon warship and launched a fierce attack. Almost every demon warship was surrounded by the undead army, and the situation was precarious. The barrier on the warship could not last long at all, and the skeleton god generals and death dragon knights killed into the warship and slaughtered wantonly. Lin Mo's heart moved, and the wings of the undead vibrated, flying towards the nearest planet. There are a large number of demons on the planet, obviously looking for military star charts. Lin Mo didn't know where the military star chart was, but he knew that as long as all these demons were killed, not one would be let go, then the military star chart would be his sooner or later. Some of the undead army also rushed to the planets surrounding the black hole and began to slaughter the demons on the planets. Those demons who were searching for the military star chart, after learning about the battle situation, stopped their search work and quickly assembled, preparing to counterattack. Zhu Qiwu was in the 77th outpost base. Beside him were the 4 elders of the 7th fortress, as well as the legion commander. The 10 million strong army of the 7th fortress had been dispatched and entered the 77th area. But after all, it was a step late, and Zhu Qiwu didn't know if it was too late. He didn't want to use the second step, and didn't want to carry out a destructive strike on the 7 to 77 area. But preparations still had to be made. He held a palm-sized command flag in his hand. The flag was painted with exquisite patterns. The content of the pattern was a person facing a star. The star is very big, and the person is very small. But this pattern gives people a very strange feeling, as if this person is much greater than the star. This command flag is the last resort, enough to destroy the 7 to 77 area. Calculating the time, that stinky brat should have collided with the demons. Zhu Qiwu communicated with the Human Emperor Network, wanting to check Lin Moyu's information. Because of the existence of the Human Emperor Network, some data from the battlefield tokens would be directly transmitted to the Human Emperor Network. Through some simple analysis, he could see Lin Moyu's current situation. Upon seeing it, Zhu Qiwu's expression became incredibly interesting, his eyebrows twitching and his cheeks slightly spasming. If it were someone else, they might have jumped up on the spot. Zhu Qiwu suppressed the shock in his heart. What is that brat doing? In the information from the Human Emperor Network, Lin Moyu's achievements were being updated at an alarming rate. Chapter 1239, 5 times isn't enough, then 10 times. Lin Moyu had gone mad with killing, fighting like a maniac. It had been a long time since he had fought so unrestrainedly, a full-force battle, a hearty and satisfying battle. After coming to the great world, his initial restraints, due to his lack of understanding, gradually dissipated as his level increased. Until now, he had truly shed his restraints and was truly fighting for the human race of the great world. It was as if the war-loving blood sleeping within him had awakened at this moment, and he led the undead legion to break through the demons' defenses. The demon army that was searching for military star charts was startled by Lin Moyu's arrival, and they all stopped searching and quickly assembled. The demons were extremely fast, and millions of demons assembled in just a few minutes, quickly forming a battle formation and charging towards Lin Moyu. They thought it was the human army that had arrived, but in the end, they discovered that only one human had come. In addition to that, there was an undead army composed of skeletons. When two armies face each other, it's hard to say who is right or wrong. Identity and circumstances no longer matter. Even if they were to ask, they would ask after the fight. More than 100,000 demons formed a battle formation, emitting a dark black light. The demons of the Abyss lineage had abyssal fire burning on their bodies. Abyssal fire is the source fire of the Abyss lineage of the demon race, with many different characteristics. Sometimes the abyssal fire is scorching hot, hotter than the flames of a star, with a terrifyingly high temperature, carrying the laws of the abyss, burning everything, whether it's objects or life, it will be burned to ashes. Sometimes the abyssal fire is bone-chillingly cold, comparable to the 10,000-year-old ice of the ice race, capable of freezing all things. The alternation of hot and cold creates an even more terrifying destructive power, which is extremely difficult to resist. The characteristics of the abyssal fire flashed quickly through Lin Moyu's mind. The laws of the abyssal fire are an extremely powerful type of fire law, ranking in the first echelon. Without laws, Lin Moyu wouldn't care about how high the temperature was. But with laws, and still laws of the first echelon, even Lin Moyu had to be careful. The battle formation, carrying the abyssal fire, charged straight at him. Lin Moyu shook his wings of the undead, instantly flying away. A large saber appeared in the starry sky. The saber was covered with hideous demons, each demon was incomparably terrifying. Flames enveloped the saber, turning into blood flowing down. Demon battle saber. This is a common method used during demon battle formations. If it were a human army, they would naturally have corresponding methods to deal with it. The large saber suddenly turned and continued to chase and kill Lin Moyu. The demon battle saber was very fast, not much slower than Lin Moyu. The fierce methods of the army are by no means comparable to ordinary cultivators. Just as Lin Moyu revealed his figure, the demon battle saber was already close at hand. So fast, Lin Moyu wanted to lock onto the demons in the battle formation, but the demon battle formation was shrouded in abyssal fire, like a hole, impossible to lock onto individually. Since it was impossible to lock onto individually, then take the hole as the target. With a light shout, he swung the sword in his hand. Art. Godslayer. Lin Moyu swung the Godslayer's sword with all his strength, and the true god-level magic weapon long sword in his hand instantly turned into nothingness and collapsed. It could not withstand the power of the God King realm. At the same time Lin Moyu swung his sword, the distant Skeleton King also swung the Godslayer's sword. Two dazzling sword lights lit up on the battle formation at the same time. The demon battle saber seemed to be severely damaged, trembling non-stop, and its momentum slowed down a lot. The abyssal fire was also suppressed by the sword light. The Godslayer's sword struck the battle formation, and all the damage was collectively borne by the demons in the battle formation. All the demons inside felt uncomfortable, but they did not suffer fatal injuries. After swaying a few times, the abyssal fire once again pounced towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu frowned and continued to shake his wings of the undead to avoid it. He could feel that the two Godslayer strikes had caused some damage to the demons, but the damage was not great. With the demon race's recovery ability, it wouldn't take long for them to return to normal. It was not easy to solve the battle formation by normal means. After all, it was a battle formation composed of 100,000 demons. If it could be broken so easily, it would be unworthy of its name. Although Lin Moyu was somewhat disappointed with this result, he was not surprised. Lin Moyu flew very fast. Although the demon battle saber was also fast, it could not catch up. Suddenly, the demon battle saber stopped chasing Lin Moyu and instead charged into the undead legion. Wherever the battle saber went, the skeleton god generals and death dragon knights retreated one after another. As long as the abyssal flames touched a little, they could instantly ignite the entire body, and a large number of skeletons were directly burned to ashes, unable to last even 2 seconds. Fortunately, there was the passive art Undying Undead, and the skeletons that were burned to ashes revived in the blink of an eye, returning to their original state. The skeleton god generals swung their sword light and slashed at the demon battle saber, but they were all swallowed by the abyssal flames and had no effect. The same was true for the death dragon knight's dragon breath, it had no effect. As for the death dragon knight's charge, they didn't dare to use it. Before they could even charge in, they would have already been burned to ashes. The demon battle saber, wrapped in the abyss, was like entering an uninhabited land, killing the undead legion without any chance to fight back. Zero seeking fresh flowers. Lin Moyu frowned, he realized something. Although his undead legion was powerful, it was not a whole. If these demons were scattered, without a battle formation, even if their numbers were greater than his undead legion, he would not be afraid. After all, the skeletons could be resurrected, and they could be summoned again at any time if they were destroyed. But once facing a demon army forming a battle formation, the disadvantage was truly exposed. It seems that after going back, I have to find a way to solve this problem. Lin Moyu thought in his heart. His peripheral vision saw not far away, there was more abyssal fire burning fiercely. More demons had completed their assembly and formed a battle formation. In the abyssal fire, the battle formation transformed into a demon battle saber and charged over. Then the third, every 4, the fifth. In the starry sky, 10 demon battle sabers appeared in a row, each demon battle saber was composed of 100,000 demons. These demon battle sabers joined the battlefield one by one and began to pursue and kill the undead legion. Lin Moyu's consciousness shook, and he issued an order. The undead legion followed Lin Moyu's orders and quickly completed their assembly. 500,000 skeleton god generals simultaneously unleashed their sword energy towards a demon battle saber. The majestic sword energy swallowed the demon battle saber, the abyssal fire was almost extinguished, the demon battle saber trembled non-stop, and it looked like it was about to collapse. Effective. Lin Moyu's thinking was very normal, the demon battle saber was composed of 100,000 demons, then he would attack with multiple times the number of demons. If 5 times isn't enough, then he could use 10 times, 20 times. He didn't believe he couldn't destroy the demon battle saber. His idea worked as expected. With just one round of attacks, he almost extinguished one of the demon battle blades. If a demon battle blade were destroyed, none of the demons comprising it would survive. At this moment, demon battle blades flew in from both sides, slashing at the undead legion and unleashing large swaths of abyssal fire. The undead legion instantly scattered, but another undead legion quickly gathered. The undead legion acted according to Lin Mo's consciousness, its speed and efficiency far surpassing those of other races, armies. Another 500,000 undead legionnaires completed their assembly, simultaneously unleashing sword energy. The sword energy carried the destructive power of the undying law, obliterating the abyssal fire. On the other side, another undead legion unleashed sword energy. The mere 500,000 death dragon knights also breathed out death dragon breath at the same time. Boom! The demon battle blade that was being focused on finally collapsed, and abyssal fire exploded, igniting the starry sky. Chapter 1240. There is no strongest, only the best unit. The battlefield token was burning hot, as if it were about to burst into flames. With the collective death of 100,000 demons, the battlefield token was extremely busy, constantly recording. The demon battle blades swung again, abyssal fire raging through the starry sky. The undead legion repeated the same tactic, quickly scattering, then quickly regrouping, and once again targeting a demon battle blade. Bright sword energy swept across the starry sky, and a dazzling streak of light appeared in the dark starry sky, so brilliant that even black holes could not absorb it. This time, more than 1 million skeleton god generals attacked simultaneously. Lin Mo decided to take down this second demon battle blade in one fell swoop and annihilate the 100,000 demons within. Suddenly, a stream of light shot from afar, its speed astonishing, arriving almost instantly. The stream of light exploded with a bang, bursting into colorful light clusters. A giant shield appeared in the starry sky, erecting a light screen that blocked the sword energy. The light screen twisted and vibrated, but it did not break. It was the 283 Demon Clan, a battle formation formed by Hell-type demons, conjuring a shield. The sword and shield combination of the abyssal and hell systems was a combat method that gave all races a headache. One focused on attack, the other on defense. Unless one could overwhelm the opponent with power, there was no solution. Streams of light flew from the depths of the starry sky and then exploded. Shields appeared in sight, each demon battle blade having a shield erected beside it. Lin Mo frowned. This kind of sword and shield combination made him feel troubled. With the protection of the shields, the demon battle blades became even more unscrupulous, beginning to hunt down the undead. Abyssal fire continued to rage, and suction was generated from the shields, greatly reducing the speed of the skeletons. For a time, a large number of skeletons were burned to death by abyssal fire. The skeletons' attacks were blocked by the shields, unable to cause effective damage. Armies are indeed difficult to deal with, Lin Mo said softly, the flames flickering before his eyes as a demon battle blade approached. While hunting down the undead legion, the demons did not let go of Lin Mo, the orchestrator. The wings of the undead vibrated, carrying him back quickly. There was no fear in Lin Mo's eyes, he remained very calm. As he retreated, he pointed a finger, and red light spread out, simultaneously enveloping the demon battle blade and demon battle shield. Fusion art. Curse of time. The soul attack ignored the defense of the battle shield, affecting all the demons within the battle formation. The demons screamed incessantly, and the speed of the demon battle blade and demon battle shield also slowed down. Their souls were cursed, various negative states were applied, and the demons felt weak and powerless. Their speed also dropped sharply, and the damage they received from attacks would be amplified many times over. A strange musical sound came from the starry sky, and the second bewitching demon appeared. It had been lurking all along, hidden within the battle formation. The bewitching demon was skilled in soul-related arts, and its music quickly soothed the demons' soul wounds. Various negative curses still existed, but their impact was greatly reduced. Lin Mo never thought that he could dismantle the demon battle formation with just curses, he just wanted to buy some time. Times change. As his combat power continued to increase and he faced increasingly stronger enemies, the power of the curse of time began to fall behind. Now Lin Mo mainly used it for support, not as the main means of killing enemies. With a wave of his hand, countless pieces of flesh appeared before him. Each piece of flesh belonged to a God-King realm existence. The original owner of the strongest flesh had reached the 5th rank of the God-King. These were all pieces of flesh he had collected recently, and they were his weapons. At the same time, Lin Mo also had a trump card, the flesh belonging to the second clone of the Abyssal Dragon Demon. After the second clone of the Abyssal Dragon Demon died, Lin Mo collected its flesh. The second clone of the Abyssal Dragon Demon was in the God Venerable realm. If it were used to cast Corpse Explosion, it would be enough to unleash an attack at the God Venerable level. But this was Lin Mo's trump card, and he would not use it lightly. Rumbling sounds rang out, and a series of violent explosions echoed through the starry sky. The flesh exploded, and with the dual blessing of talent and origin arts, each corpse explosion produced an attack power like a full-force strike from a 5th rank or even 6th rank God King. Coupled with the damage amplification brought by the curse of time, the power became even greater. However, just one strike was not enough to shatter the demon battle formation. Lin Mo's attacks continued non-stop. He had collected too much flesh recently, enough for him to expend. The Undead Legion cooperated with Lin Mo to attack. The demon battle shields were constantly twisted by the attacks, but they always stood firm. The Skeleton King, 10,000 meters tall and wearing a crimson cloak, came to the side of a battle shield in a few steps and unleashed a sword strike. The sword light exploded on the battle shield, and Lin Mo cooperated with the Skeleton King, simultaneously unleashing a sword strike and continuously using corpse explosion. The battle shield's defense twisted even more severely, and it looked like it was about to collapse. At this time, other sword and shield combinations arrived, attempting to stop Lin Mo. Powerful laws were unleashed from the other demon battle shields, and the demon battle formations quickly connected into one, and the originally precarious battle shields quickly became stable. Lin Mo frowned. He didn't want to use the trump card of the Abyssal Dragon Demon's flesh. But the current situation made him somewhat helpless. He realized that he lacked the kind of art or magic weapon that could deliver a decisive blow. If he were a God King now, with his soul strength, he could cast a law domain and let his soul leave his body to attack. With the Undead Legion protecting his physical body, his soul could kill wantonly. But now, No, the soul. Lin Mo suddenly thought of the skeleton soul archer. The skeleton soul archer's attack was aimed at the soul. Because the skeleton god generals were too useful, they were always successful. The three types of skeletons basically existed to be fused into skeleton god generals. He had almost forgotten about the existence of the skeleton soul archer. Now his own realm cultivation was at the 6th rank of true god, and the skeleton soul archer's combat power had reached the 9th rank of true god. Although it was far from the god king realm, most of the demons here were only at the 8th or 9th rank of true god. They formed battle formations and their defenses merged into one, but at the soul level, they still managed their own affairs. The previous curse of time had already proved this point. Uniting forces is easy, but uniting souls is incredibly difficult. Even twins among humans have different souls. Not to mention the diverse demon race. Lin Moyu thought of a solution, a slight smile appearing on his lips. With a thought, the skeleton god general scattered. The fusion spell was dispelled, and each skeleton god general split into 3, becoming skeleton god warriors, skeleton soul archers, and skeleton god mages. The number instantly tripled, from 3 million skeleton god generals to 9 million skeletons. However, their aura greatly weakened. Skeleton god generals had combat power close to a 3rd order god king, while skeleton god warriors only had true god 9th order combat power. The difference was too significant. The next second, 3 million skeleton soul archers simultaneously drew their bows, shooting soul arrows. The soul arrows also carried the power of death from the undead law, enough to obliterate souls. The soul arrows ignored the demons' defenses, directly attacking the demons' souls within the battle formation. Screams rang out as the demons clutched their heads, crying incessantly. Their souls suffered severe attacks, instantly taking heavy damage. The bewitching demon once again began to play music, attempting to soothe the soul wounds. Lin Moyu chuckled, pointing a finger at the void. A million-meter eye of the undead appeared in the starry sky, gray-white flames burning, as if the undead world had descended.